Oh, gosh.
On the ones and twos.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Muncie Central High School as we bring you North Central Conference football on this Friday night. We're into week 4 of the high school football season. Both teams looking for their first win as they both come in at 0-3 on the year. This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Great to have you with us. Troy Darengowski along with Eric Banton. Last week, Red Devils just simply got manhandled in their matchup against Indianapolis Tech team, who they'd beaten the previous 2 times. But the real story tonight is, Eric, the amount of injuries, and we're going to talk about those in a moment. The Red Devils are, I wouldn't say completely depleted, but they got a lot of guys out for tonight's game.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys that have bitten the injury bug, unfortunately, and hopefully Richmond can just kind of just ride the tide more or less and make it through tonight. Hopefully take next week to get healthy and get ready to be back in Richmond for their next game as well.
Well, let's run down some of those names real quick because this is really the story of tonight's matchup. And all of these players that we are mentioning has either started or were potentially going to start here tonight. Delonte Hampton has been a starter defensive back. He is out. Alex Snetter was listed as a possible starter tonight if Wyatt Bird, who's been banged up this week, could not go tonight. So Alex Snedeker is out. Nate Parker's still out. He played a lot last year, was scheduled to play a lot this year. You can put him out. Bryce Brown's still out with a shoulder, starting linebacker. Connor Necessary had the dislocation last week. He is out tonight and could be out for the next several weeks. Linebacker Caleb Ellis also out again tonight. James Gifford, one of their starting offensive linemen, he will not play tonight. We saw that Cooper Vandevander is out tonight as well. He got the start in a couple of games earlier this year. He will not play tonight. And then we just noticed, in fact, about 15 minutes ago, that a two-way starter in Jacob Jones, he is out tonight as well. So those are the 8 names of players that potentially could be playing tonight. Now the question is, the next man up. Only problem is Richmond has not had much luck this year with the next man up because those guys just aren't ready to play.
Yeah, and with a lot of those players coming up that we'll probably see playing tonight, they're, again, like you mentioned, underclassmen, sophomores and freshmen, not a lot of football varsity-level experience. So it might be a little tough for them tonight. So hopefully we can at least see a well-fought game between these two teams. And again, both are fighting for their first win in the season. It's going to be interesting to see who can outlast who, I think, in this game. And hopefully Richmond can just, again, ride the tide, weather the storm, and hopefully pull out their first win tonight and first win in conference as well.
Now, there's one name we do want to mention, and he has been warming up, but we haven't seen him for the last couple of weeks, and that is Ron Bubba Sanders. Now, Sanders has been taking some reps in pregame at running back. He was the leading rusher last year. He has not carried the football this year. He's been out with an injury. We might see him back. We also might see Trayshawn Jones back, their big 6'3" receiver. They're both warming up. We just don't know their status right now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Ron Sanders does get some snaps at running back. Last year he played a little bit of both ways, played special teams as well, and was a real X-factor for these Red Devils. And if he can play both ways again tonight, and if he's good and healthy, ready to go, Richmond will probably ride him very hard tonight to just keep themselves in the ball game.
Now, this is a Muncie Central team. As we were coming in earlier today, they have been experiencing injuries as well. They've got some key players out. They have been actually, you look at their 3 games, they very well could be 3-0 coming into this one here tonight. They just can't seem to catch a break themselves. So they're looking at this thinking, you know, the Red Devils are 0-3. Let's get a win here tonight, especially on a night like this evening.
Yeah, tonight is homecoming for the Bearcats, so their fans will definitely be a little rowdy tonight, and might see some interesting characters out there below us. But nonetheless, this Bearcat team is hungry. As you mentioned, Troy, 2 close games in the last 2 weeks. A close loss to crosstown rival Yorktown here at home, only by 6, 26-20. And then traveling to Anderson last week, they actually played with a lead and ended up losing 35-28 in that one for their first conference loss. So this team has definitely fought through that adversity very well against two quality opponents there in the last 2 weeks. First week was against Pendleton Heights and did not have a good outing there, lost 39-6.
Yeah.
But the last 2 weeks, they've shown steady improvement, and they're looking to carry that momentum again into this game tonight.
And should mention before we take a break that this is a Bearcat football team that, for whatever reason, they like to play Richmond here. And the Red Devils have come up here at times with a good football team and walked out of here with a loss. But who knows what's going to happen tonight. Both teams at 0-3. Both teams looking for that first win of the year and kind of get that monkey off their back. We'll continue on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. When we come back, we're going to hear from Abe Tawfiq, get his thoughts about where his team is right now as they head into this conference matchup tonight. We'll check out the NCC and the Tri-Eastern Conference a little bit later. And, of course, we've got a busy weekend of college football and NFL. We'll talk about that at halftime. Got a lot of things to go on here in the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Stay right there. Coach Tawfiq is next right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
It's summertime, the kids are home, and traffic on your carpet is pretty heavy. Let Georgia Direct install stain-proof, waterproof carpet that's easy to take care of and gives your home a fresh new look. Georgia Direct has great-looking carpet, colorful tile, beautiful hardwood flooring, and more. And for the kitchen, the Georgia Direct showroom features lots of new cabinets and design ideas. Georgia Direct in Richmond, National Road East, exit 156A, just off I-70, next to Red Lobster. For price, selection, experience, and service, it's Georgia Direct.
Back on the pregame shows, we get set for Muncie Central Richmond right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports. Coach, a Muncie Central football team that you mentioned earlier in the week made a quarterback change. So they're going through some growing processes as well and some changes.
Yeah, new head coach up there in Muncie, and they're 0-3 as well. Lost a heartbreaker to Yorktown on the last second Hail Mary pass. Got handled pretty easily by Pendleton Heights, and then lost a tough one, real close game to Anderson last Friday. So they're 0-3 like we are. But good-looking kids on film. Good-looking team. Team that, if we don't play our best football, if we're not able to score points offensively, and if we're not able to contain that quarterback defensively, it'll probably be a long night for us. But if we can do those two things, if we can score points, contain that quarterback, we're trying to get our first win of the season.
They've had a interesting last, I'd say, 20 years. They've been up and down and up and down, and they've been tough over the last couple of years. The Hatfield kid at quarterback was real good. Are they trying to throw the football as much as they were over the last couple of years with this quarterback change?
Well, when in game 1 and 2, they had a different kid at quarterback, and they were throwing the ball quite a bit. Looks like they were throwing a lot of 5-step deep ball type routes. And then, they made the quarterback change on Friday night at the Anderson game, and had a bunch of success. The kid looks dynamic. Definitely didn't throw it nearly as much. With him in the game at quarterback, it was a run oriented, read option, quarterback keep, running back. So it's like you just have that dual threat. It could be the quarterback, it could be the running back. They run a lot of power. They pull a lot of guards, and they even pull some tackles sometimes. We're going to expect number 11 to be their quarterback on Friday night, and for them to line up and want to run the football, especially after seeing the Tech film.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Defensively, what do they throw at you?
They're a 4-3.
Okay.
A 4-3 team. It may be like a 4-2-5 look. Sometimes they line up with 2 high safety. Sometimes they're a single high safety. Really just depends on the other team's alignment. So, it's 4-man front.
Yeah.
Same thing Tech did. It's almost identical to what Tech does defensively.
Yeah. You're probably, though, more concerned about yourselves than the other team.
Oh, absolutely. We're more concerned with what we're doing. We look at the tape as a coaching staff every single week, and there's stuff that we've been coaching since day one. Defensively, about being a gap control defense, being gap sound. We've still got defensive linemen that aren't getting to the right gaps. And if you're not getting the right gaps as a defensive lineman, that's putting our linebackers in a tough spot. And, I call it getting gapped, and we've gotten gapped quite a few times defensively here in these first few weeks. And offensively, just understanding conceptually what we're trying to do, why we're trying to do it. We got better, but, Wyatt Bird, too many negative carries. We're just not blocking it well. When we do block it well, man, that little guy's boom, 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 running for positive yardage. I think he had a 26-yard run where he broke 3 tackles in the game. If we can sustain blocks and give that kid some lanes to run, we're going to be in a good position offensively. And then, in terms of quarterback play, our quarterback play just has to improve. We're missing way too many open receivers. We're holding the ball too long in certain situations. We're rushing it in others. So we've really got to improve our quarterback play. But again, you got a kid who's been playing quarterback now for basically 3 games for the first time since the 7th grade year. So it's going to take some time, especially playing at the level of competition that we're playing. So we'll get there, and we'll continue to improve and really focus in on us and ourselves, and just trying to get better at what we're doing and who we are. And if we can do that, we'll be fine.
Do you anticipate, if things are struggling a little bit offensively, you saw Zach Hill a little bit last week, will you make that change? Or?
We're not 100% sure about making that change, as a coaching staff yet. We've identified who's going to be a varsity player and who's going to be a JV player. Zach Hill made the varsity roster, and so we expect there to be a competition at quarterback, and we're going to chart the guys, and whichever one performs the best will probably be the guy that's going to go on Friday night. When you have a quarterback who who's a senior, but he hasn't played since he was in 7th grade. Then you've got a quarterback who's a freshman. There's not much difference between the two because of the level of experience. And so you really have to evaluate as a coaching staff, would we get better, in the long run by playing a freshman now as opposed to sitting them and letting them watch from the sidelines. And so once the game kind of got away from us Friday night, we put him in just to kind of see what he would look like under the Friday night lights and against some varsity competition, and he did all right. I mean, he's got a good throwing motion, carried out all his fakes. The offense was still able to move with him back there taking the snaps. So that's just something that we're going to have to really, really evaluate, and it's just going to be one of those, the best man is going to win the job. But for now, Brandon Curtis is our starting quarterback.
I do like the idea where you're taking players and saying, listen, you're going to learn more than one position, and that's something that you've started this week. Yeah,
we haven't even started it. That's a plan that we came up with as we sat down as a coaching staff after the Tech game, because, these past few weeks it's just been a patch job from our coaching staff. We have had to put kids in places they haven't been practicing in. And so we're going to break down how we practice. One day is going to be an offensive focus day. The next day is going to be a defensive focus day. And so, like I said, each kid is going to learn both sides of the ball and all special teams as well. So they're not only learning offense and defense, but every single kid on our roster will learn special teams as well. So, if a guy goes down, we're just going down to the next guy on the depth chart, next man up mentality, and we've got to coach them all up and have them be prepared and ready to step in if something happens. And I didn't think we'd be bit by the injury bug nearly as much, but it's kind of been a blessing in disguise, in that I think it's going to allow us to become a better football team, because it's forced us as coaches to really evaluate what we're doing and how we're practicing, and kind of take more of a 2A or 3A approach to our football program. Because really, when we broke down the roster, we've got 70 kids, but only about 35 of them can actually give us good snaps on Friday nights.
Right.
The other 35 need more time to develop, and would be a liability if we had them on the field on Friday nights. Now, that's the future of our program, so we're really going to focus in and try to continue to develop those kids and start really preparing our JV team the same way that we prepare our varsity team going forward, so that they'll be prepared on Saturdays and we'll be prepared on Friday nights.
Are some of the kids going to play this week? I'm assuming you're hoping they will, because you had a lot of kids out last week. Think they'll be ready?
We're hoping to get Caleb Ellis back at linebacker, which would be a big help. Bryce Brown is still out for another 3 weeks, I believe. Separated AC joint in his shoulder, so he's going to be out for a little while still. Bubba Sanders, we're hoping to get back again this week. He's been out for the past 2. He's the best football player on our team, and he's been nursing a knee situation, a bruised bone in the knee. So we're really, really hoping to get him back. If we can get him back, we can get Caleb Ellis back, and maybe Jewel Taylor or a couple other guys that we should have back full time. Then we'll give ourselves a better chance to compete. But we're going to plan and prepare to play without them. Prepare for the plan for the best, but prepare for the worst is what we're hoping for. So, that's or hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's what we're going to be doing this week in practice. So,
all right.
Yep.
All right, kickoff coming up in a few moments. Stay right there. This is Richmond football right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Not all insurance agents are the same. Choosing the right one can make a big difference in price, service, and value. That's why you should choose Harrington Hoke Insurance. As an independent agent, they don't work for an insurance company. They work for you, the client. And their job is to get to know you, your family, and your business so that they can help you develop an insurance plan that is just for you. Serving Richmond and all of Indiana since 1933, Harrington Hoke Insurance, we got this.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU. Focused on you.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, MancinosofRichmond.com.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Hey, we're back once again here at Muncie Central High School. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff, and I want to remind you that today's scouting report is being brought to you by Harrington Hoke Insurance. At Harrington Oak, they spend every day working to make our community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes and are a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Hoke insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonoak.com, to request a quote. Bearcats 0-3, as you mentioned earlier, 3 tough games so far. You look at the players they lost last year, including their quarterback, and they had a couple of pretty good receivers last year, too. It's hard to make up that type of offensive production, but what do you see in them this year?
Well, it's really a lot of – it seems like they run the ball a lot more, or at least that's their bias offensively. Their leading rusher so far is number 1, Andrew Abbott, just over 225 yards total for the season with 1 touchdown on the board. And then Xavier Cleaves was a big part of their offense last year. Really hasn't gotten off to the start I think that he would like. He's only at about 140 yards for the season. Last year, he was a 1,000-yard rusher with nearly 20 touchdowns. So he's probably looking to get back on track, and tonight would probably be a good place to do that.
Well, the one thing about this team is, again, back to the quarterback situation. You look at a new quarterback on their side. We'll talk about Richmond's quarterback situation here in a couple of moments as well, but the Cam Gillantine kid, you look at his numbers, they're really not impressive so far, but you just don't know what you're going to get as a Richmond defense. That's hard to prepare for.
Yeah, it really is. Again, having been thrust into this situation, with injuries occurring here for the Bearcats, this guy's been thrown right into the fire. He's, for what the sample size is, it's probably not as bad as it looks on paper. So I expect that Richmond will have to keep their eyes on that Gillentine kid at quarterback. We'll see what he can do well, and hopefully Richmond will see that as well and make some adjustments along the way during the game.
You mentioned Cleves. He scares me. I just wait. The guy's waiting to break out, and I hope it's not tonight. So that's a look at tonight's Muncie Central Bearcats, brought to you by Harrington Hoke Insurance. Here's how the North Central Conference looks tonight. Again, we're here in Muncie at Ball Recreational Field. Also tonight, Anderson plays at Marion. We'll see the Giants next week. Kokomo's at McCutcheon, Logansport is at Tech, and then Saturday Jeff will take on Harrison. They play that game at Ross-Ade Stadium. Around the TEC tonight, Centerville is at Lincoln, Northeastern at Hagerstown. That, by the way, is our game of the week with Scott Beeman right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Union City is at Monroe Central, Westdell is at Tri, Winchester on the road at Union County. The area games include Connorsville at South Dearborn, East Central at Franklin County, and Shelbyville, they are at Newcastle. That is a look at week 4 of the high school football season around the Richmond and Wayne County area. All right, when we come back, we'll get the keys to tonight's game. Eric will have those. We'll get you the starters coming up as well as we continue here on the one and only Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Do not go away. The kickoff coming up in just a few moments.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
It is homecoming here for the Bearcats. Red Devils hoping to spoil that homecoming. Let's get to the keys to the game, brought to you by Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, just $3.50. It's Friday, you get the tuna. Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Sunday, the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. All right, Richmond, they need a win. I know the Bearcats need a win too. But Richmond needs a win.
Yes.
What are they going to have to do tonight?
Well, for one, I think they just got to go with what they know, that being Wyatt Bird. The kid can flat run the football. He's going to be the guy, I think, at least offensively. And then every now and then, if they do this, mix in Ron Sanders a little bit with that run game as well. You're going to have to ride those two guys, I think, offensively, if you want to have any kind of success, get them involved in the running game. Maybe set them out for a screen pass or maybe something out in the flat and let them do what they do with their legs. So I think on offense, that's what Richmond's has to do. Defensively, again, we don't know what we're going to see with Gillantine at quarterback. So the best thing I can say is just run right at him and hit him in the mouth, because everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. So if Richmond can provide some pressure on that Bearcat offensive line, they should be good to go. And just play with your ears back. That's all you got to do. It's a Friday night. What else would you rather be doing right now, honestly?
And what do you have to lose, right?
Exactly. There's nothing to lose right now. You might as well go for it. And hopefully Richmond can take that to heart tonight. And I'd like to see Brandon Curtis get a little better throwing the football. He's missed some stuff, just overthrows. Hopefully he worked on that a little bit in practice this week. Hopefully he'll be more precise with his throws.
And if he's not, do you make a change quick?
Ooh, that is a good question, isn't it? I think it all depends on how Coach Toffik feels the game is going. If his defense is keeping him in it and limiting the Bearcats offensively, you might just have to go with what you have as far as Curtis at quarterback. If he can manage the game, I think tonight that'll be a big win at that position.
I agree. All right, here's how Here's how the two teams will line up here tonight. First off, we'll give you the Muncie Central offense. Isaiah Dunn, Tyler Neal, Skylar Burton, Leo Youngblood, and Seth Rollins across that front line. Andrew Stevenson, along with Caleb Beams and Tyreek Walker, are the three wideouts. We mentioned Cam Gillantine as the starting quarterback. Two running backs to watch tonight, Andrew Abbott and Xavier Cleaves. Defensively for the Red Devils, we'll have to wait and see who takes the place of Jacob Jones at that one defensive end spot. Dorian Gordon will start at one defensive end. Jackson Haynes will start as the nose tackle. The four linebackers, Jewel Taylor, Blaine Pierce, moving from defensive end. He might move back there, so it might be a linebacker we'll be looking for, taking the place of Jacob Jones. Mikey Vance and Branton Thomas, the four linebackers. Tremel Carpenter, Jacob Selby, Stephen Huber, and Julian Holguin are your four defensive backs. So we're ready to get this one underway here tonight. The Red Devils will be kicking the football off. We'll see that Bearcat offense first. I was mentioning to Eric a little bit ago that I've come here, since about 1990, and we've brought some pretty good football teams in here and have lost to some bad Muncie Central teams. So it seems like whenever we come here, we just don't seem to play very well.
Yeah, that's something that they're going to have to just buckle down, ride the tide, and if they can survive this first quarter and be within about 7, maybe 10 points at the most, I think Richmond should be able to hang into this ball game.
All right, Red Devils tee it up at the 40. We are underway here tonight, and a pretty good kick as that will come inside the 15, the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and a good return out to about the 42. On the return, Elysis Young. Of course, we'll see a lot of him tonight at one of the wide receiver spots.
And the man on the coverage there for the Red Devils was Tremel Carpenter, number 3. And with the injuries that have occurred for Richmond, he's been having to go both ways now. He's going to line up as one of our corners, and he's also might be playing a little bit of wide receiver tonight as well. So we'll see how he fares.
Well, the Bearcats, they're going to spread things out. They're going to throw immediately, and it's dropped out on the flat. That is Andrew Stevenson who drops it. So we're going to see maybe what a lot of teams do now, and that's the spread offense.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Both of these teams do run spread, and we'll have to see who runs it to absolute perfection here tonight.
Bearcats will have it second down and 10. Football again, you see right there at the 41-yard line, and they'll throw again. Here comes the rush, and a big-time sack. Flag goes down, though.
That might be for a horse collar, Troy. It looks like that was Jewel Taylor in on the pressure for the quarterback, but yeah, it looks like he took him down by the hook of the jersey there in the backside.
Boy, you hate to see that, especially when you played it so well defensively.
Yeah, that was perfect. Taylor had great penetration there on the offensive line for the Bearcats, and he pretty much came in untouched. He had one guy kind of trailing behind him trying to stop him, but he was in there right in Gillantine's face right off the bat.
You know what? I'll take that, though, right now. It's still so early in the ball game, and it's going to be a first down for the Bearcats, but I would like to send a message, as you said earlier, hit him in the mouth and let's go get him.
Exactly, yeah. And from what I can tell right now, just looking at the lines for both teams, it seems to me that Muncie Central's is a little bit smaller than the Richmond defensive line. We'll have to see how that battle develops, and vice versa, how Richmond's O-line defends against the Bearcats' D-line.
And there's your 4 wide with Xavier Cleaves in the backfield now for the Bearcats. They're going to throw again. There's that same play they ran moments ago, but it stopped immediately. On the catch is Caleb Beams, but there's Tremel Carpenter coming up to make the stop at a short gain of about 4 yards.
Yeah, and he made that play on special teams, tackling the kick returner as well, and he was very quick to get to the ball carrier right there and read that play beautifully.
So nice job by this Richmond defense, other than, again, the 1 penalty. Cam Gillantine so far has thrown every possession. And we mentioned earlier a little bit about Xavier Cleaves. He's a 1,000-yard rusher from last year, but so far they have not given him the football. And they're going to throw once again. Plenty of time, but it closes up quickly and sacked back at the 45. And in there on the tackle for Richmond, number 59 coming in, that is Keyshawn Edwards, just a freshman. And it looks like it's going to be Edwards who got the start today. So how about that?
That was excellent penetration there. He was going up against Cleaves, the running back, who was out left of Gillantine in the shotgun. And when you have a big guy as Edwards is, who's 265, going up against Cleaves, who's probably outweighed by at least maybe 30, 40 pounds, he'll win that battle every time, and he got right to the quarterback.
And they're going to throw again to the near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver inside the 40. See who was there for the Bearcats. Looks like number 7, that's Tyreek Walker. Good coverage for the Red Devils, as well as Julian Holguin is there. And your defense, despite the penalty, you get the stop.
I loved what I saw out of the Richmond defense right there. They just played with reckless abandon. They didn't worry about, we haven't won a game yet. What are we going to do to stop these guys? They just went out and played football. And that's exactly what you want to see on a first drive of a game in a hostile environment.
Boy, but how about the freshmen getting the start tonight, huh? Not many freshmen get a start in Richmond football, especially 3 or 4 games in. A high punt. By the way, that's Sam Bawley there on the punt, and it'll be a short one. And Richmond will have the football very close to the 30-yard line. So here we go. Now Brandon Curtis gets the start tonight. As you know, and you talked about it a little bit ago, you want to see something better out of him. I think a lot of it does come down to indecision at times, right?
Yeah, it really does. And I think to get Curtis going today, he just needs to get maybe some run plays in, hand it off to his playmakers, let them do some good work. And then maybe that will set up maybe some play action later on, maybe in the stride or later on in the game, where he'll feel more comfortable and maybe have a lot more time to throw the football.
Yeah, very true. So 10 minutes remaining here in the opening period of play. Richmond gets their first offensive possession, and, boy, I hate to see that, but it was a flag down. Let's see if it'll be on the Bearcats or the Red Devils.
It's offsides. I saw the left defensive end flinch there, and I didn't see anybody from Richmond react, but that was a fairly late flag for what should have been a very quick offside. But nonetheless, I think the Red Devils will take that.
They will. First down and 5, as we'll set this offense for you as well. Man in motion for the Red Devils. Here's Curtis. He's going to throw, tucks it under, and spins across the 35 out close to the 38-yard line.
And that was a smart decision there by Curtis. He saw that everyone that he had was covered. He sent Reese in motion to the near sideline, trying to draw the Bearcat defenders away, but nothing was there, so he did the next best thing, tucked it under, and got upfield for positive yardage. Now it's only 2nd and 2.
By the way, the guard we're looking for in place of Jacob Jones is going to be the nose tackle. Jackson Haynes gets his first start on that offensive line. So as Coach mentioned, he's going to get the best players in the best positions, and they're going to play both ways. Rolling will be Curtis. He runs out of real estate, throws it downfield. It's incomplete. It was intended for Cody Reese, and now the Red Devils faced with a 3rd down and about 3. So Richmond trying to get him out of the pocket, too. It gives him a little more time maybe to observe what's going on downfield.
Yeah, I would think that's the reasoning behind that. But when you do that, you're having to make a throw moving to one side. And if you have to go back across your body, that's even worse. And I don't think Curtis wants to do that at all so far today. But we still haven't seen a designed run to a running back. I want to see that one time maybe on this drive, see what kind of push the Richmond O-line can have here.
Byrd, the lone setback, gets the call, and the extra effort may have got him a first down. And he got out to the 41, and that's what you said earlier. The guy just, for a sophomore, and he's banged up a little bit, to be able to run the way he does, you give him 35 carries, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You got to, as I like to say, feed the dragon.
Yeah.
Just keep giving him the football and make Muncie Central stop them before he gets anything.
First down and 10, football at the 41. Curtis again, you see out of the shotgun, he'll give it back to Byrd right up the middle. He's going to get about 3 yards out to around the 44. By the way, the Red Devils with Davis and now Jackson, Pierce, Gamboa, and Hall on the front line. Reese, Carpenter, Deloney, and O'Shea Henderson starting receivers. Brandon Curtis, the quarterback. Wyatt Byrd, again, the starting tailback. Out of the shotgun again. Richmond's going to run it for the third straight time. Byrd bounces it to the outside, dives ahead, and he's going to get another first down. He's awful close. I think he got it.
Yeah, it looks to be right at the sticks. The near side official seems to be much closer to it, and then the far side official was maybe a yard further. But nonetheless, they did move the chains, and I like what the Red Devils were doing running the football. Had great blocking on the left side, and there was wide open space. Nobody over there. Great vision by Byrd to see where nobody was and go right into it.
So he can get the action to the outside as well as Richmond will go trips to the right. That is Tremel Carpenter in motion. Cuts back upfield. I tell you what, he made something positive out of that because he should have been dropped for a loss by Martez Neal.
Yeah, Carpenter was easily stopped there in the backfield. He was going to lose maybe 3 to 4 yards back into Richmond territory, but great job by him stopping and cutting upfield and just trying to dive forward and get what he can there.
7:39 remaining in the opening period. Lone setback is Byrd. 4 wideouts for Richmond. Second down and 10. And again, Curtis, man in motion. That'll be Jones. Hands it off. Here's Byrd, and he'll dive ahead. Short of the first down. Looks like we have a flag down as well.
Got one in the middle and then one to the far side as well.
See if this will be against the Red Devils. As you had mentioned, 2 flags are down on this play.
And it could be for the same thing, I would imagine. Anytime it's right in the scrum, I imagine it's holding.
Yeah. Always curious, though, Eric, how they see that sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's so many bodies in there.
So many arms in there.
Well, especially if it's the guy on the side.
Yeah.
It will be on Richmond, so they did get the hold. And as they always say, and probably true, you could probably call holding on about every play.
Yeah.
But I guess you catch it when you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
7:23. That'll move the Red Devils all the way back to the 42. Richmond will go with the 4 wideouts once again. Richmond now going to the running attack in their last 3 possessions. Let's see what they'll do here at second down and long. Brandon again out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Jones. He's going to air it out to the sideline, and the ball's caught by Deloney. Did he stay in bounds? Yes. Inside the 30, down to around the 26-yard line on the reception, and Richmond gets a first down.
And that was a great quick decision by Curtis. He had his receiver in motion, faked it to him really quick, and just put it where he knew Deloney would be there, hopefully running under the football, and he did. That was a beautiful pass down the sideline and put it where only Deloney could make a play at it.
One of those plays where the coaching staff said, let's make sure we shorten this playbook a little bit and give him something. So Bearcats going to get an early timeout on this one. We'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score, 7:01 remaining, period 1.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond, Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Eric, Bearcats get an early timeout. I don't know that maybe they expected the Red Devils to throw. I think they knew they were going to throw, but maybe not that deep early. What did he talk about in that timeout?
I would think, to me, Troy, I think that timeout was more or less to stop what Richmond was doing offensively. After every play, it seemed like they would go to the hurry-up if it was a positive gain at all for the Red Devils. So I think it was just to stop the momentum and maybe just to calm the guys down and just get their heads back into the game and just put that last play behind them.
First down for the Red Devils out of the shotgun at the 36. Here's Bird again bouncing to the outside. Cuts inside the 20, and he's running hard inside to about the 18.
And again, great blocking there on the right side. Right side of the line got great fire off there and pushed those Bearcat defenders back. Gave Wyatt a great hole there on the right side up the sideline. He got a great 8-yard gain on that play.
You know, Jackson Haynes, if he continues to solidify that offensive line, he might be stuck there for a while. Second down and short. Here's Bird again. Bird picking and choosing his way. Gets pushed back, but he's close to another first down. 54 was in there. That is Haven Lee. You can pick Lee out because he has a whole lot of hair coming out of that helmet. Something that, well, you and I don't have.
That's right.
A lot of hair anymore, huh?
We just cut it this morning, as a matter of fact.
There you go. Aerodynamic. Third down and short. We'll just call it third down and 1. 6 minutes remaining in the opening period. Red Devils trying to get on the board first. They'll audible and check at the line of scrimmage, so Bird will now move to the left side of his quarterback. He'll take the handoff, and he gets hit hard, but I think he got a first down.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he took a shot.
And he is taking a few big ones so far early in this game. And for a guy that was injured a lot of earlier in this week, that's not exactly what you want to see. But so far he's toughing it out and really providing this Richmond offense a great spark.
Well, so far you're looking pretty good in your procrastination or prognostication or whatever word I'm looking for. You're looking good. Give it to Bird. And it got the Red Devils another first down. You know, if it's working, just keep doing it, right?
Yep.
Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. That'll be Deloney. And they'll fake the handoff, throw toward Deloney at the end zone, and he makes the catch. Did he stay in? We wait and see if there is. Yes, touchdown Richmond. Waited for the call, and the pass was laid in there perfectly, and the Red Devils get on the board, lead this one 6-0.
That was pretty much a carbon copy of the exact same thing that Curtis had at about the 50-yard line when he threw that pass to Deloney. Out the exact same thing, except this time he had a lot less field to work with, so it had to be a quicker pass, which Curtis did. He nailed it on that one. And, you know, our angle isn't the best. I'm not sure he got in, but we'll go with the officials on that one because, man, that's great hands by Deloney, too. You got to give it up to that kid. He's been spectacular in this first drive.
Boy, no kidding. And now it'll be Huber with the extra point. That's going to be blocked. So the Red Devils will not get the extra point, but still Richmond gets on the board first on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Richmond 6 and Muncie Central nothing. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Well, Richmond gets on the board, leading this one 6-0. Again, the extra point attempt was blocked. They're picking on Jalil Abram. Jalil Abram is the young man that the Red Devils have gone after him twice. And they called the timeout as Richmond kicks off the football. We'll talk more about Abram coming up in just a couple of moments. A return here by Andrew Abbott across the 30 out to about the 33. So you go after Abram once. They call a timeout. you figure, you know what, maybe they didn't make the right adjustments. You go back at him again, you burned him the second time.
Right.
So now the Bearcats got to be thinking, do we find another guy over there, or do we go over there and give double coverage help?
I would think, at least in the interim, they would probably have to send another man over there just to try and give Abrams some help, because Deloney has done a great job burning him on 2 straight plays that ended up going for a first down and a touchdown now. So they're going to have to watch Deloney and his speed.
4:57 remaining in the opening period. Now the Bearcats will look to throw near side 40. Still on his feet, but a hard hit here on the near sideline. Richmond defensively able to get the stop. That was number 11 on the reception for the Bearcats. See if we can pick up number 11. That's going to be Elias Young.
They're actually going to move the sticks here at the 43. So Bearcats, I think, picking up their second first down of the evening so far.
By the way, it's Julian Holguin who came in and made the hard hit. Shotgun formation again. Bearcats going to run it now, and guess who? There's Cleves up the middle, inside the 50, down to about the 46-yard line. I just think that if the Bearcats are going to win tonight, they're going to have to balance this out a lot more with him.
Yeah, and that was only his first touch of the game. He's already picked up a first down. So, Richmond, you might want to key in on this kid tonight. He's going to be something special, I think, for the Bearcats if they want to have any chance of winning this game.
Gillentine will have 4 receivers split evenly to each side. Cleves in the backfield. First down for the Bearcats. They're going to throw again. Ball caught out on the flat to the outside, and positive yardage, but brought down at around the 40-yard line. On the reception there for Muncie Central, that was Caleb Beams once again, one of their slot receivers.
Yeah, looking at the weather tonight, it's been absolutely perfect. The only thing we might see it drop down to about 60 by the time this game is over. So probably won't have to worry too much about cramping tonight, and should be a fantastically played game here so far. But we've got a penalty here. It looks like illegal substitution on the Bearcats.
By the way, Jeff Gwynn is the official. Gwynn is from the Richmond area. He informed me via Twitter that he would be here tonight. And he throws the penalty flag right there on the Bearcats on the illegal substitution. So it'll be second down and 10, 3:22 to go here in the opening period. Shotgun formation, they'll throw again. Caught out in the flat at the 40, at the 35, 30, 25, up the sideline, and finally driven out of bounds. Once again, on the reception, there is Elias Young. And Young able to use his speed to the outside.
And he had some good blocking set up there on the outside by a couple of his wide receivers. And once he broke that hand tackle, he had some pretty good open space and decided to go up the sideline instead of cutting back in toward the middle of the field.
So Bearcats first down is there on the march. And guess who? Here's Cleves back up the middle, ran over one defender, spins, and almost ended up taking a couple of Richmond defenders with him. First guy he ran over for the Red Devils, number 41, which is Mikey Vance, and he nailed Vance pretty good. Football is at the 11-yard line. Second down and 1. Boy, Bearcats looking pretty good in this drive.
That's a complete 180 from their very first one.
Here's Cleves again, ran into that line and then gets hit immediately and still able to get a couple of positive yards out of it. Boy, too, he runs hard. Brant Thomas hit him at the line of scrimmage and just kind of bounced off of him.
Yeah, he was totally gobbled up at the offensive line and managed to spin his way out of it and, again, fell forward for positive yards. That sets up first and goal, the first sniff at the end zone for the Bearcats so far.
Red Devils have made a change at the nose tackle. Caleb Wages at 5'8", 320 has now been inserted in as the nose tackle. Man in motion. Gillentine will roll to his left. Has a man open in the flat. Ball caught. Cuts back up side and will be brought down. He got a knee down at about the 4-yard line.
It was Young again on the catch, and he's obviously the go-to receiver for the Bearcats. But, again, you definitely want to keep giving Cleves the ball in this situation.
1:43 to go. And we've got a timeout. Richmond this time will get the timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. The Red Devils lead this one 6-0. Bearcats on the drive.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Back here once again at Muncie Central High School Ball Recreational Field, and the Bearcats have been on a nice march here in this opening period of play, at least trying to tie this game up. Now they have brought a new name in. That's going to be Adrian Level. Level is a blocking back. He's also one of their linebackers, and it looks like they're going to run the football right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. That's Andrew Abbott for the score, and the Bearcats have tied this game at 6 apiece, and they took it right at Richmond.
Yeah, they really did, and they did a little bit of what Richmond did on their first drive, which was they kept the pace up. Once they started running successful plays in a row, they kept their foot on the gas pedal and got down to the red area very, very quickly, and then just punched it in for the score there.
So now the extra point attempt. Bearcats will try to take the lead right here. As we mentioned, that's Sam Bally. They're going to run it. Bally, and he's going to be pulled down on the near side as he wasn't even close on the attempt for the 2-point conversion. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, we're tied at 6. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Well, by the way, the correction on that, it was Andrew Stevenson who was trying to attempt the 2-point conversion. So on homecoming, Bearcats come back to tie this at 6 apiece. Thanks for being with us. High school football, week number 4.
I got one score update for you, Troy. Marion ahead of Anderson early, 6-0.
There you go. We'll see Marion next week.
Also, the Tri-Titans leading their game 12-0 on a pick 6.
Oh. So Richmond will get the football. Kick to the near side, and this will be Deloney, I believe, from the 15. Hard hit as he got to the 30. Good special teams play for the Bearcats. Like to give credit where credit is due. Looked like it was Mikey Gould on special teams there for Muncie Central. So Richmond's offense back out once again. 1:33 remaining. 2 impressive pass plays that got him into the end zone. Jarrell Deloney getting the score, but nice passing by quarterback Brandon Curtis. Red Devils had one player too many on the field, so they had to get Tremel Carpenter out. Trips to the right. Bird will stay in as the lone setback. Curtis takes the snap, gives it to Bird. Trying to get a block to the outside. Nowhere to go. Boy, their linebackers very active that time. Malik Williams. You know, the one thing I watched very closely, and I only got to see it for a moment, was Colton Davis trying to hold his man off. He's got to get out there a lot quicker and give an edge right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, number 24 also is coming in pretty good there. Martez Neal on the defensive end. He had he tried to get away from the offensive lineman, and that, I think, produced the tackle there from Williams.
2nd down and 8. Richmond to throw. It's a low throw. And it's going to be Jones on the reception. They're going to say, did he catch it? Yes. So it's going to be 3rd down and short. Jones back in. We haven't seen him in the last couple of weeks. Trayshawn Jones, 6'3", 185 pounds. O'Shea Henderson. You have Henderson and Jones, both at 6'3", 6'4", the two bigger receivers you're going to have in the North Central Conference.
And it looks like they're easily going to beat any defensive back out here. They have a pretty good size advantage. Why not go to them again?
They just don't have a whole lot of football experience. That's the key for those two young men. Play clock down to 1. They got it off in time, or did they? I'll tell you what, and Curtis took a shot right when he got rid of the football.
Yeah, Cody Campbell was in there very quickly on top of Curtis.
And so Richmond did. I looked at the clock. I thought he got it off in time.
I thought he did as well.
So Richmond penalized the 5 yards, and that's going to do it for the opening period of play. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard after 1, we are tied at 6 apiece. Stay right there. Period number 2 coming up. Eric will have the call for the second quarter next. This is Richmond football right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was an easy one. I went to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's and couldn't be happier with the service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked with me through the entire process. If you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West, or give them a call at 962-5665, or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
Back with you in Muncie, Indiana, on the banks of the White River. Here at Muncie Central High School, 6-6 on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils and Bearcats tied as we are ready to begin this second quarter. Big 3rd and 8 for the Red Devils. Lining up in shotgun is Curtis. Here comes the blitz. Curtis with time, throws it over the middle, caught by Henderson, but he slips and falls at about the original line of scrimmage, maybe a 1-yard gain if anything, but it's going to be a 4th down for the Red Devils, and that'll mean Deloney will be back to punt.
You know, I like Richmond doesn't throw over the middle very much. I like that, but Henderson's got to know, again, this is back to football knowledge, know where the stick is and get to that, try to get as close to the first down as you can. He just got to cut across the middle, and he was way short. And they'll come in time.
Muncie Central rushing a man off late. Would have been one too many on the field.
By the way, speaking of scores, the Hagerstown Northeastern game, Hagerstown on top of that one, 6-0. Ouch.
And that is a duck from Deloney. And the ball was touched down at the Richmond 42, and that's where it'll be spotted for the Bearcats. So great starting field position for Muncie Central. And now the Richmond defense kind of has their back against the wall here, Troy.
Well, if you're Deloney, and you know the history so far of block punts this year, well, I know he saw number 44 coming, and you had Adrian Level coming in there pretty quickly. He knew he had to get rid of the football maybe sooner than he wanted to. But that'll give the Bearcats, as you said, their best field position so far.
So now Gillantine, number 12 for the Bearcats, lining up in the shotgun formation. He has Cleaves to his right there, and a trio of wide receivers out to his right, one to the near sideline. Quick throw out in the flat. That one is caught. It's Young again, and he's got great speed just shy of the 25-yard line, and that's a first down right off the bat for the Bearcats.
Tyreek Walker did a smart thing. He was the one of the receivers on that side, and he knew if he hit that guy in the back, that play would have come back, and he laid off just in time and gave Young plenty of room to run.
And again, the Bearcats, with the success on that first play, they're going to go hurry up here. Now they split 2 receivers to either side. Gillantine will hand it off this time to Cleaves up the middle. Nice play by a Richmond defender hanging on there for only about maybe a 6-yard gain there. That was Brandon Thomas there on the tackle.
You know, Cleves is such a strong runner, and you can see why he was a 1,000-yard rusher last year and why he hasn't carried the football more this year, but he's got those really big thighs, guy that just has a lot of strength in his lower body.
2nd and 5 officially. Throw again in the flat. Caught once again by Young, making men miss. He's up to the 10, the 5, and sprints into the end zone. Touchdown, Muncie Central. That is obviously the guy they're going to want to go to here. Number 11, Elysius Young, just making Richmond look silly.
Yeah, you got to wrap up and tackle. I mean, that was a nice catch and a nice run, but how many Richmond players missed him? Way too many. They'll go back and look at that film, Eric, and they're going to say, miss here, miss here, miss here. I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 guys that had a chance to tackle him.
So that makes it 12-6 Bearcats, and they're going to go ahead and try for the 2-point conversion here with their big set. 2 men in the backfield, Gillantine under center, and he got pretty much all of the Richmond D-line to flinch, and that'll make it half the distance to the goal. So instead of the 3, it's the 1.5-yard line.
Well, they may change the play a little bit right here. Tell you what, I know who I would give it to. Now, they gave it to Abbott last time for the touchdown.
They did, yes.
You know, Cleves, he's not even in there right now.
Still keeping with that big set that they had. Gillantine hands off Abbott right side, and he'll go in standing up. And that makes it on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard 14-6. The Bearcats with the lead over the Richmond Red Devils on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At Square Donuts, we take our donuts seriously, and apparently so do our customers. Square Donuts is by far the #1 donut shop in Richmond. At Square Donuts, we bake our donuts, cinnamon rolls, long johns, and many other varieties fresh daily. Donuts became our family tradition and business in 1967, and we've continued through 3 generations. Square Donuts in Richmond has 2 locations, including 1241 Northwest 5th Street and 3637 East Main in the Hoppy Jeweler Plaza. Square Donuts of Richmond. We never cut corners and never will.
Back in Muncie and Troy, the Red Devils were beat way too easily on that drive from the Bearcats. They go about 42 yards for the touchdown and get the 2-point conversion. So now Richmond being down by 8, they've got to try and bounce back on this drive. Here's a line drive kick on a 1-hop fielded there by the Red Devils. It's Carpenter on the run. He's up to the 30, 35, and upended right there.
Well, I'll tell you why I like that return better. Carpenter's been an east-west guy instead of going north.
Yeah.
And we talked about that ad nauseum last week. You got to take the ball and find some positive yardage. Now, don't let this thing get away from you. Eric, you know this could easily be another score and Richmond down at least 20-6. Get a sustained drive right here. Get the chains moving down the field and try to get in the end zone. But take your time.
Still plenty of time to go in this football game. Curtis rolls right. Ball is caught there at about the 40-yard line. That's Jones making the catch.
You know, that's a nice catch, too. He's a young man. Again, he's still learning the game of football to stretch out. It's only a 4-yard gain, something positive. He's had a couple of catches now, and he's going to be that big target. Again, get him, even if you get the 4 yards, let's take the 4 yards and go with it.
2 receivers to either side. Curtis sending Jones in motion. Fakes the handoff to him. Instead gives to Bird. Bird off the right side. Has room up to the 45. And down at midfield is Wyatt Bird with great vision on that run, picking up the first down.
The Bird's only a sophomore. Didn't get much time at all last year, but he is such a tough runner at 5'8", 180 pounds. And he did a great job seeing that hole open to the outside, and that's what you like about him. If it's not on the inside, he can get to the outside.
Richmond with that success, picking up the pace just a little bit here. Trips to the left for Curtis this time. And he'll fake the handoff, throw over the middle, and that one will be dropped. Good coverage on the play there from the Bearcats. Trying to get the number there. Number 10, that's Eliashahu Young there on the play.
Just call him Eli. We'll call him Eli. You know, that was a tough pass to make. As you mentioned, Young was all, in fact, it was Trayshawn Jones had Young all over him. I'm not sure you don't look at that if it's not there and that guy was too close, go somewhere else with it.
2nd and 10 now. 9:04 to go here in the second quarter. Jones again in motion. Another timing route, trying to go to Deloney, and that's just out of his reach. And it was a little out toward the sidelines as well. And the pressure was coming a little bit there from the Bearcats right into Curtis.
Elias Young was the coverage man on this time, so they didn't go back to go after the Abram kid, so they moved him over. Speaking of Young, to go after Deloney. I think sometimes you go to the well too many times on that. Maybe you get away with it once or twice, but they smelled that out pretty well this time. Find something down the middle of the field here if you can. Well, you're also 3rd down and 10. You're probably in an obvious passing situation right here, but if you don't think you can get a passing situation, why not give Bird a chance here too?
Not very deep coverage here for the Bearcats.
I think Richmond has to get a timeout.
It will be a timeout for Richmond. They're second of the half, so they've got one remaining. And on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, the Red Devils down 14-6 to the Muncie Central Bearcats on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
Back in Muncie, 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Red Devils. And it looks like they'll go with trips out to the left, and Deloney out here by himself on the near sideline. Bird to Curtis's right in the shotgun. Not very deep coverage here for the Bearcats. Blitz coming. Curtis throws it out to Reese. He's got room to run. He's got the first down, but he had to cut upfield. Well, luckily, the near side official has marked it at the 40. It is a first down, but I was with you, Troy. Reese just needed to cut upfield when he had the chance.
Yeah, and back to that mental part of it, the game, and Reese hasn't played. He's played a lot lately. But you can't beat everybody to the sideline, get your positive yardage, and even if you don't get there, at least you're a little bit closer than maybe what you were by cutting back like that. But I'll tell you, that happened thanks to Trayshawn Jones, cleared those guys out on that left side.
So a 3rd down conversion for the Red Devils, 8:20 remaining in the second quarter. They're just staying in shotgun, hands it off to Bird. Bird trying to cut upfield, but a great job filling the hole there for the Bearcat defense. Alex Sears on the tackle there for Muncie Central.
That was a head-to-head shot right there for Wyatt Bird. He got nailed big time by Sears. He closed that hole up real quick. But you got to get those guys in. We saw this a little bit in the pregame warm-ups. Richmond's offensive linemen were standing up first, then going. I think they need to get out quickly, stay low, and get their blocks underneath those defensive linemen.
Yeah, the old cliche is the low man will win every time.
Exactly.
Jet sweep handoff to Deloney. Makes a cut upfield. Breaking tackles. He to the 30. And dragged down at the 20 is Gerald Deloney. Great vision from him, seeing the hole on the far side of the field and running right through it.
You know what helps Deloney? He's a former quarterback who ran the football quite a bit in their offense, so he kind of knows what holes to pick. And so far, he's been your best MV. In fact, he, along with Bird, your best offensive player of the night.
Henderson and Jones in the slot to the right. Deloney is split out far right. And Reese alone to the left. Here's the handoff. Bird has lots of room on the left and gets positive yardage. Just shy of the 16-yard line. Malik Williams, on the tackle for the Bearcats.
And then the nice run. I'm not so sure I don't keep it on the ground. Set those offensive linemen. Let me show you. Let's see what they got.
Yes.
Take me to the promised land right here and get me in the end zone.
Red Devils are in the red zone now. Ball marked at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 5 with 6:40 to go in the second quarter. And the Red Devils have not shied away from that shotgun formation yet tonight. Again, keeping things a lot simpler for them. And again, they'll go with Bird, but the hole was filled by big 72, Tawan Bartram. there on the tackle, the defensive tackle for the Bearcats. He is a big man, and he fills a big hole.
Red Devils tried to pull their right guard, Sam Gamboa. Got there too late. By the time he got around Pierce, the defensive lineman was already there.
So another third down. This time it's 3rd and 6. Ball marked on the 16-yard line, about in the middle of the field.
Boy, if you're going to pull that guard to the left, he better be fast.
Yes. 2 receivers to either side again. It's Reese and Jones to the left, Deloney and Henderson to the right. Bird to Curtis's left. There's the snap. Throw going to the end zone. He's got Henderson, and he makes the catch. Touchdown, Red Devils. Brandon Curtis dropping it in the bucket to O'Shea Henderson for the touchdown. And the Red Devils find themselves down only by 2.
Over-the-shoulder catch. Great concentration by, again, another player. Hasn't played a whole lot of wide receiver. Wow. Boy, and the Red Devils, they needed that.
Yes. That'll keep them in this ball game, and then, much like Muncie Central did on their last drive, they will go for 2 to try and get to 14 points here. Curtis looking to the sideline, just under 20 on the play clock. He's got Bird to his right. Muncie Central looking to fill up the middle of the field. Curtis rolls right. Throw is caught by Henderson, and the near side official says, yes, he's in, and we are tied at 14. On your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 5:38 to go in the first half. Red Devils and Bearcats tied at 14 on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
All the amenities you want and the convenience you need. Your next apartment is waiting for you at Chester Heights Apartments in Richmond. Chester Heights Apartments come with 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms with central air, inside laundry, swimming pool, and a new regulation-sized volleyball court. Chester Heights also offers convenient access to IU East, Reed Hospital, shopping, restaurants, and more. Call today for specials. Chester Heights Apartments on Chester Boulevard in Richmond, a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Back with you on Radio Troy Digital Sports. The Red Devils tying it up at 14 with the Muncie Central Bearcats here in Muncie, Indiana. What a beautiful night as the sun just going down, but the cloud cover keeping that out of our eyes this time. It's not like it was in New Pal. Oh, my goodness.
Wait till you go to Marion. And
boy. Another score update for you. McCutcheon has a nice lead, 20-10 in their game over Kokomo. And they're already in the third quarter of play. Wow.
Well, they must be running the football, huh?
Mm-hmm. Also, Tri still leading in their game against West Dell, but they just gave up a safety, so it's 12-2. Titans with the lead in that one.
By the way, that penalty called on the Bearcats, I think they had it back to the 35. I don't know why they put it at 35 unless I missed a penalty down here or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they put it at 35. It's actually supposed to be at the 40. It must be a college official.
So again, it is Huber going to be kicking off here. Stephen Huber for the Red Devils. Also playing some free safety as well for Richmond. He'll put his right foot into the ball. It's a high kick. Fairly short one. That one's going to fall and go back all the way to the 1 yard line. Picked up by Young. But he has tons of space. Trying to cut upfield. Tackle made at the 35, but a flag down back at about the 17 yard line.
I think we have a block in the back right there.
Boy, that was almost dangerous if you're a Richmond fan, but if you're a Muncie Central fan, you got to be wondering why would you just let that one bounce and get it all the way back to the 1.
I think Young thought his up guy was going to get it, and the up guy thought he was going to get it. They kind of fell in the middle of the two guys. But you know as well as I do, if you're the up guy, you know you want Young to get it. You're the block guy.
Mm-hmm.
Young is the playmaker. He'll be playing that game.
So the Bearcats marching back. Not where the penalty was, and you were right, Troy. It's a block in the back against the Bearcats, and that'll set them back deep in their own territory. They have the ball marked at the 8 yard line. So that's a lot better than Richmond thought it was going to be.
You know what is also a lot better? This crowd turned out to be a pretty good one for homecoming. They really have come out here tonight to support their Bearcats.
Very filled capacity here in Muncie. Flag on the play. We had a man running off late for Richmond. So that'll be a 5 yard penalty against the Red Devils. and put the ball at the 13-yard line. Couldn't see who the man running off was.
That was Caleb Wages, your nose tackle, who has been filling in for Jackson Haynes, but they got Haynes back in there. And listen, no disrespect to the young man getting off the field, but Caleb Wages weighs 320. He's not getting off very fast. Okay.
Bearcats set up 2 receivers to either side, and they will hand this one off. Up the middle, it's Abbott, and he's tackled down hard at the 35, but he does pick up the first down for Muncie Central and moves the sticks.
Well, the one thing that Richmond has been consistently winning at the line of scrimmage, I think, on the offensive side for the most part, but now they're getting beat on the defensive line, and they've got to find a way to get some stops up front.
And on that first drive of the game for Muncie Central, Richmond did an excellent job breaking through that offensive line, so might have to go back to what worked there. Screen pass out to the far side, and again it is Young making the play there and getting upfield for positive yardage, about 8 yards there.
By the way, the Red Devils making a change in their defensive line. Dorian Gordon, who we thought was going to get the start tonight. I haven't seen him lately, but now Richmond has decided to go with another one of their offensive linemen, and now we see Colton Davis starting at the defensive end spot, or at least playing at the defensive end spot now.
2nd and 3. Handoff up the middle. This time it's Cleaves hopping on one foot, lost the football. The ball is on the turf, and it's Red Devils' ball. Ball recovered at the 48-yard line of Muncie Central. Cleaves was hopping on one foot, trying to get away from a Richmond tackler, and he coughed up the football. Number 32 for Richmond making the play there. Number 32 for the Red Devils, Isaiah Webster.
By the way, should mention the person, it was Branton Thomas who had a hold of Xavier Cleaves' leg and wouldn't let go. He tried to make that extra step, and so there's your fumble and maybe a big break here for Richmond.
Red Devils with a chance to take the lead back again. 4:21 left in the second quarter. 2 receivers to either side for Curtis. He's got Bird to his left. Deloney, the far side receiver on the right. Here's the throw. That one's easily picked off. It is Leavell. Leavell down to the 10, the 5, and that's a pick 6 for the Muncie Central Bearcats. Adrian Level with the interception, and just when you thought Richmond had its advantage, the Bearcats bounce right back on the next play and put 6 on the board.
Never even saw him. You know, so I'm sure that Level dropped back in coverage, and I don't think that, by the way, a flag is down, I don't think that Brandon even saw him.
It was another one of those timing routes, I believe, to Deloney on that play, and nothing seemed to work there. In fact, it resulted in a pick 6. The referees are conversing, but the Bearcats seem to believe it's against the Red Devils, perhaps on the return.
I mentioned Jeff Gwynn is the head official. I recognize a couple of these guys. There's one guy from Cambridge City, another guy from Richmond. Jeff Gwynn, I believe, lives in Cambridge City, so a little local flavor making the way up here.
And Gwynn looks like he's talking to the head coach for the Bearcats, seeing if they want to accept the penalty or not. And I imagine they wouldn't, even though they have 6 points on the board now that they want to keep.
Look at Gwynn getting some camera time here. And it's a personal foul against Richmond. It'll be assessed on the kickoff, right?
Yes, that'll put the kickoff from the 40 of Muncie Central to the 45 of Richmond. So now the Bearcats will go for the extra point here. It's Bowley attempting the kick. That one is tried and true, it looks like, and it is good on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 4:10 to go in the first half. 21-14 Bearcats over the Red Devils on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
You've got too much stuff in your house or in your business and nowhere to put it all. What do? Here's the answer. Quaker City Storage in Richmond. Quaker City Storage offers various size units for either short-term or long-term storage. You'll get the best rates in town, and you always have 24-hour lighted access to your stuff. Quaker City Storage on Industrial Parkway next to A House Tool. Quaker City Storage is a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Back in Muncie, and just when Richmond had some things going, they got the turnover on the fumble by Xavier Cleaves. They turn it over on the very next play, a pick six going to Adrian Level, returning it about, I would say, 52 yards or so, going all the way to the end zone on that one.
Well, now it's always how you respond, and we saw how Muncie responded, so now we'll see how Richmond responds, but I think Richmond can move the football. I don't have any doubt about that tonight. Now it comes down, let's just don't make so many mistakes.
So again, with that personal foul penalty on the return on the pick six, the kickoff takes place from the 45 of Richmond, so we'll see what Muncie Central tries to pull off here. This one's going to be a deep kick. That'll go into the end zone, and we've got a touchback. So Richmond will start it out at the 20. So now, Troy, the Red Devils again, they've got to really put that last play out of their minds now. They just got to go out and play like they did the drive previous to the pick six, where they absolutely moved the football down the field very well.
Well, and if I'm, and again, coaches had different philosophies. He just threw the interception. I maybe take that off of Brandon a little bit and let him run the football. Let's get it into Bird's hands and let's let him settle back in as a quarterback. Something safe if you're going to throw it, but I think be a little more comfortable with him right now.
Again, four wide receivers. Jones and Deloney to the right side. Bearcats will bring pressure. They try to hand it off to Bird. Still trying to stay on his feet, but he'll end up losing about 3 yards back to the 17-yard line. Bearcats brought the pressure and executed it perfectly.
Well, it was Martez Neal. They showed the blitz, and at that point, I think you got to either make some adjustments there if you see those guys ready to blitz and no adjustment was made. And those five guys up front, somebody's going to have to block. You know you got an extra guy to block, and you're going to have to do something to stop that, because if I'm the Bearcats, I might try it again. Maybe not now, but again soon.
10 on the play clock for the Red Devils. Same formation, two receivers to either side. This time Bird to Curtis's right. Snap just got off. Throw is over the middle, caught by Deloney. He's to the 25, the 30. He picks up the first down, and he'll be down at the 32. Great job by Deloney, making some moves in space back toward the middle of the field.
You know, the thing is about Deloney, again, as I said, he's been nurtured as a quarterback up until last year. Knew he wasn't going to get time. They move him to a new position, and now he's flourishing. He's taking advantage of the opportunity. I'm very impressed with the way he has played this year.
Trio of wideouts to the left this time. Curtis, though, play action, throws. That one's knocked up in the air. Jones had his mid on the football. It was tipped up and almost could have been picked off.
And guess who would it have been? Level again.
That would have been his second on the night, and probably would not have turned out very well again for the Red Devils.
Now that ball, as you said, a little bit thrown off the mark. Thrown to where Jones was, not where he was going. Boy, those balls get tipped in the air, and they can be so dangerous. Big second down right here.
Second and 10 on the 32, 2:58 to go in the first half. Curtis looking to his left, 6 on the play clock. There's the snap, another play action. He's going to Deloney again down the right side, and that's incomplete. That hasn't worked the last 2 times now, Troy. I think they could probably throw that out of the playbook right now and maybe bring it back if necessary. But right now, it seems like the Bearcats have that one well scouted.
Well, they know what's happening because Young has been on this side twice. Every time that Deloney's here, Young is here, so I think you're right. You need to throw that one out of the playbook. Here's something else I got to mention real quick. Shea Hall got beat really bad that time by Kenny Coleman. He got shoved back in. Shea's got to stay his ground on the right side.
Bearcats looking to show pressure again. It's like Campbell was looking to blitz off the right side of the line, but we've got a false start penalty against the Red Devils. That'll back them up 5. 3rd and 15 coming up now. And that puts the ball back at the 27-yard line, I believe.
Shea Hall is listed at 6'7", 290. There is no absolute way that Kenny Coleman at 6'2", 220 is going to knock me off the football. And that has happened way too many times tonight. And then all of a sudden now your quarterback's a little squeamish, knowing those guys are coming after you.
So now again, 3rd and 15. There's the snap. Curtis looking to throw, rolls left, sets his feet, fires down the field looking for Jones, but it's high and incomplete. Got a flag on the far side there, about at the original line of scrimmage. Don't know if it would be defensive holding or something of that nature, but we'll wait and see. It looks like it's going to be ineligible downfield.
Hey, tell me what you didn't like about that play, and I think we're thinking the same thing. That was into triple coverage.
Yeah.
There are three purple jerseys back there. But again, you got a quarterback on the run, chased out of the pocket, running away.
The thing, though, that he did do is set his feet. He was able to have that time when he rolled out and was able to set his feet, fire a good-looking ball downfield. It was just a little too high. And as you said, into triple coverage there. So they declined the ineligible man downfield. That'll bring up 4th down now. And Deloney back to punt. Did not have the best one last time. It was only about maybe a 12-yard punt.
Look at that wall, though. Look how big those guys are.
There's the snap. Kick on the way. That one's a nice high kick from Deloney. And it's going to be fielded by Young. He's up to the 45 to the 40. Plenty of mixed tackles again there on special teams. Colton Davis finally made the tackle, but it's at the Richmond 36-yard line.
Good kick, but he might have out-kicked his coverage. But again, as you said, Red Devils got to wrap up here a little bit better. We saw that couple of runs where they just aren't tackling and trying to hit up too high. But here's the key now, 234. Don't let him score again. Don't get yourself in a bigger hole right here.
Bearcats line up in the shotgun. Gillentine again is the quarterback. Sets, looks right, throws, fires, complete. Now to number 7. That's Walker. Tyreek Walker on the catch.
Holguin did a good job in that open field tackle. Didn't let him get away, and that's just what we talked about.
So now it looks like Muncie Central again with the clock winding down in the first half. They're going to try and hurry up. Maybe look to score some more points here before the half. Here's the handoff. Cleaves up the middle. Down to about the 25-yard line, and that's a first down. Bearcats moving the football well with that run from Cleaves, who again fumbled on his last carry, but bounced back well, picking up the first.
You know what? I give it to him again. I'm just not sure Richmond can stop him consistently right now.
Stacked slot here to the left for the Bearcats. Pass out to Young, and missed tackle again. Young still on his feet and brought down just shy of the 15. We got another flag on the near sideline.
Well, the first one to miss him was Isaiah Webster. And I say a lot about Xavier Cleaves, but they've got other playmakers. I just think the way that he's able to run the football, and they may be, and again, I like the way they mixed it up too. They haven't gone consistently to one thing. They've been able to go several different directions with this offense.
Penalty there, a face mask on the defense. So that'll bring it only to the 11, so it must have been a 5-yard variety there. Incidental face mask there.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot here, guys.
Richmond looking to play tight coverage, no man deep. That one's a bobbled snap. Gillentine was able to get it. Missed tackle there. He's still rolling out to the right. He's going to try and run up the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds hard. But that could have been very, very bad for the Bearcats. Great job by Gillentine making a positive out of that negative there.
I was watching a little extracurricular activity. One of the offensive linemen there for the Muncie Central Bearcats got jumped on pretty good. Looks like it is Nate Dunn. He almost made a mistake getting a huge penalty.
There's Young. He was wide open and ended up dropping the football. And again, a little bit of extracurricular there. Some jawing between Young and one of the Richmond defensive backs. Couldn't see who that was. That looks like it was Hubert, number 13.
Yeah, the thing is about you got to pull up on that once you see that ball dropped. I think he tried the best he could to pull up and still made some contact. But the one thing, and I like Muncie Central's leadership, and I believe it was Xavier Cleaves who got up in that offensive lineman's face and said, let's get back to the huddle here. Don't make a stupid penalty here at this stage when you're about ready to score.
3rd and 7 on the 8. They can get down to the 1 and pick up the first down. 2 wideouts to either side. Handoff up the middle. Cleaves, he'll go in untouched. Right up the gut for the touchdown. Like you said, Troy, Cleaves has been the guy running the football, and he showed exactly why right there with those big legs.
And he does a lot of that work himself. I'm not saying the offensive line doesn't do a great job opening up some holes, but you just see how strong he is in that lower body.
That leaves 1:21 on the clock here in the second quarter. And his Ball attempting the extra point, so Sam Ball, the kicker. I apologize for that mispronunciation earlier. He's got a nice leg on him and puts that one right through the uprights. So on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 28-14. The Bearcats on top of the Red Devils on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
Back in Muncie on the banks of the White River, 1:21 left in the first half, and Richmond finds themselves down by 2 touchdowns, 28-14 to the Muncie Central Bearcats.
Got an update on that northeastern Hagerstown. Hagerstown leading at 6-0 at halftime.
Kickoff was fielded right at the sidelines by Richmond, who was able to stay in bounds, and the return brought up to about the 28, maybe the 27-yard line.
You know, we've said this before. Now, don't make a mistake right here. They may cost you some more points. Do something positive. Just get in the locker room right now and make adjustments. Richmond's still in this game. I know if they can do a better job tackling in the second half, try to stop Cleaves, try to stop the young kid, you're going to be in pretty good shape. But that's a big if.
And you were talking about mistakes, Troy. It's a little thing, but I would have let that kick trickle out of bounds there. It was heading toward the sidelines. If you're the return guy, just try and let that one go and see where it ends up. It's probably going to go out of bounds. Richmond staying conservative here. Bird will go up the middle, past the 30 to about the 31-yard line. So, again, Richmond trying to stay out of any more trouble here at the end of the first half of action as we close in on 55 seconds left. Looks like they're going to try and stay conservative here, at least on that first play.
And again, I don't mind that. Again, adjustments can be made at halftime. We saw a few weeks ago when Connorsville made the adjustments and ended up winning that contest in overtime.
Play clock down to 10. Curtis takes the snap, hands off up the middle to Bird, going off to the left side. Not much gained right there. If anything, it may be a yard is what they'll give him. That'll make it 3rd and 6, but Richmond does not have to snap the football again if they don't want to. Closing down on 10 seconds now, and looks like that's what Richmond is going to do. They're going to sit on the ball and take it into the locker room. So at halftime, on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it is 28-14, Muncie Central Bearcats over the Richmond Red Devils. Here on Radio Troy Digital Sports, we're back after this with your halftime report.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski from Radio Troy Digital Sports. You know what, staying in shape isn't always the easiest thing to do. So to help assist me, I work out in just one place, that's Family Fitness. I can do everything from lifting, body pump, kick fit, body flow, kettlebell, Zumba, CrossFit, and more. So if you're looking for a great way to stay or get into shape, check out Family Fitness Works in Richmond. Give them a call at 935-9191 or go to their website, familyfitnessworks.com.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top-flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and Business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
It's summertime, the kids are home, and traffic on your carpet is pretty heavy. Let Georgia Direct install stain-proof, waterproof carpet that's easy to take care of and gives your home a fresh new look. Georgia Direct has great-looking carpet, colorful tile, beautiful hardwood flooring, and more. And for the kitchen, the Georgia Direct showroom features lots of new cabinets and design ideas. Georgia Direct in Richmond, National Road East, exit 156A, just off I-70, next to Red Lobster. For price, selection, experience, and service, it's Georgia Direct.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell, and it is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. And Bobby, this week, earlier in the week, Basketball Hall of Fame picnic, kind of an annual rite of fall because it's one of those things you look forward to. Number one, it's a great event. Number two, the announcement of the boys and girls teams to participate in the always outstanding Hall of Fame Classic during the Christmas break. And it does give us a chance to highlight one of the more important entities in our state, and that is the Basketball Hall of Fame.
You're right, Bob, and we're the IHSA is happy to support the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Their picnic, where the coaches come in and speak to the assembled group about their season upcoming and what to expect, and it's kind of an interesting affair because each coach doesn't want to give away what they might be doing to the other team, so they talk about how good the other team is, and it's kind of an interesting affair. But we're always happy to support that, and the Basketball Hall of Fame is such a treasure for our state, and I think sometimes we take it for granted that they exist and they do all the great things they do, but it's a very unique group in that there aren't very many states in the country that have a Basketball Hall of Fame, nobody like the one we have, and quite frankly, operates at the level and interest that they do.
Well, Chris May and his staff do an outstanding job, and you're right. I always try to explain this to people when you talk about the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame induction dinner is that Wednesday before the boys' state finals on Saturday, and it is a dinner in which 1,200 people will attend the dinner. Just gives you an idea of the scope of how important this is to our state when you can get 1,200 people to come to a dinner that lasts, nearly 4 hours. It's an unbelievable affair. You're there every year. You can attest to it. But it's a remarkable accomplishment. And, we have the best high school basketball Hall of Fame in the world. I don't think there's any question about that.
I would agree with you, Bob. And not only do we get 1,200 there the Wednesday before the boys' championship, but later in April, the girls have their induction, and there's 700 or 800 people that attend that event as well. So when you combine those two events and the honor that they bestow upon coaches and former players and administrators, it's quite an event, and we're happy to support the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Bobby Cox with us. We're talking about high school sports in our state. All right, Commissioner Cox, week number 4. I cannot believe I'm saying that, but it's week number 4 of the high school football season coming up on Friday.
It is, and now we're getting into conference play and conference play in earnest. And what's going to happen now is coaches are going to start digging a little deeper in their playbook because they've played 3 ball games, and everybody's exchanged film on huddle. Everybody knows what's going on. So now you got to come up with something a little unique to maybe get that little advantage, to get that conference win and advance yourself in your conference and maybe win that championship leading into our tournament, which will be the 3rd week of October.
We managed to miss serious weather, and I now have put the hex on Friday night. But it has been 3 weeks of a lot of offense, 3 weeks of a lot of exciting games. I've been struck by the number of streaks that have begun and ended, but more, I think more than anything, I've just been amazed at how many points our teams are putting on the board every Friday night.
Well, I think that's a reflection of the opportunity that our coaches have to work with those kids during the summer, Bob. I think the advent of 7-on-7 and how much it's grown over the past several years has really improved offensive efficiency of all of our teams, and I think you're seeing that in the reflection of the scores. It's not that our defensive coaches have gotten bad. I think offenses have just gotten better, and so now it becomes a situation where defenses have got to figure out ways to contain and try to keep the points down. But it's exciting for the fans, and I think it's exciting for the kids, the new style of play. I don't think you see very many schools anymore going 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation about all things high school football, basketball, and all things IHSAA sports-related around our state. Commissioner, as always, it's great to talk to you. I know you're going to have a lot of fun this weekend watching some great football.
I will, Bob. Thank you very much.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Not all insurance agents are the same. Choosing the right one can make a big difference in price, service, and value. That's why you should choose Harrington Hoke Insurance. As an independent agent, they don't work for an insurance company. They work for you, the client. And their job is to get to know you, your family, and your business so that they can help you develop an insurance plan that is just for you. Serving Richmond and all of Indiana since 1933, Harrington Hoke Insurance, we got this.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU. Focused on you.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, MancinosOfRichmond.com.
We're back here once again at Muncie Central High School. It is homecoming. They're announcing the King and the Queen as we speak. Want to remind you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-30-400. 28-14 at halftime. Richmond's played better football tonight than we have seen, especially even last week in their loss to Indianapolis Tech. We'll want to remind everybody again, you're playing without 8 potential starters here tonight. Your offense is looked better. You've got to do some better things on defense, but let's talk about adjustments and what has to happen in the second half for Richmond to not only get back in this game, but to win this game too.
Well, right off the bat, obviously, that's making tackles. Yeah. We've seen way too many slip tackles from Bearcat offensive players, just kind of getting out of the arm tackles. They got to wrap up, do the Red Devils when they're trying to make those tackles. So that's key number one. Key number two, which I think they've been doing a pretty good job of, is that they haven't lived in the past. They've been looking forward each time. Even after that pick six thrown by Brandon Curtis, they just came back out and tried to get down the field again. So if they can continue to do that and just keep their vision forward, they've got the great mindset to get back into this game.
Yeah, the big thing, though, is finding a way to slow Cleves down a little bit, and Young, too. Young has had a nice game for Muncie Central. So Bearcats, Richmond, 28-14 at the half. Eric will have the third quarter if he wants to when we come back. We didn't bring you all the way here to sit here and do nothing, Eric. We're going to make you work a little bit. We'll do that when we come back right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
Want to remind you once again, tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, just $3.50. Every Monday, you can get the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken. Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Ready for the second half. Back to Eric Banton as we get set for Richmond and Muncie Central. By the way, next week, back home against the Marion Giants. It'll be the reunion, 50th reunion of the 1967 undefeated team, the mythical state champion Richmond Red Devils. That'll be fun seeing a lot of those guys.
Yeah, it sure will be, and can't wait to be a part of that and be back in Richmond there at Leibold Field. One score update for you. Your TEC game of the week, Hagerstown, now up 14-0 over Northeastern. So it looks like Northeastern is still kind of feeling the effect of that tough game last week where they had a 24-6 lead against Eastern Hancock and let them come all the way back and lost 28-24.
And they're also feeling the effects of not having their top running back in Connor Bray, who got hurt in the previous game, and so they're missing a key element to that offense. But, yeah, Hagerstown football team, they're just so well coached, and well, so is Northeastern. But I think that maybe this year, Hagerstown has a few more weapons to choose from, and their quarterback is, I'll give you an example, Owen Gallagher, who has started the last couple of years. In fact, he's probably been the starter the last 3 years. To show you his dedication, I went up there 2 weeks ago, talked to him a little bit, had a great game last week. But after the practice, and they've been gone probably 2.5 hours, I happened to pick up my stuff, getting ready to leave, just talk to their head coach, Coach Snodgrass, and here comes the quarterback running by me. Well, I'm not thinking much about it. I think maybe he's running to go get something, and next thing you know, I'm out on the road, and he's running long distance. And he's running laps around the entire practice field, around the football field, and I don't know how many times he did it, but that young man,
he's got a motor.
Boy.
Got a motor.
But I don't know too many, and there's probably a few, but I don't know too many like Owen that would finish a 2.5-hour workout practice and then go out there and run.
Yeah. I would definitely not be in that party.
No. Well, no one else was at that. No one else was at that party either.
Oh.
and I drove away as fast as I could. Didn't want to be invited to that one. So. By the way, I do want to mention real quick while we're waiting, college football, there's a few games that were canceled tomorrow because of the hurricane that's moving into the Florida area, but there's some big games scheduled for tomorrow as well, including number 13 Auburn and number 3 Clemson, 15th rated Georgia and Notre Dame. That's tomorrow night. That game's sold out.
That should be a good one.
How about Oklahoma and Ohio State?
I will. Man, that's going to be tough. I'm going to have to flip between Notre Dame and that Ohio State-Oklahoma game.
Yeah. Well, and you also have later on, if you still want, Stanford USC.
Oh, wow. At 11 o'clock, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's going to be a late one. And by the way, Purdue's on tonight.
Yes.
They're playing Ohio. Ball State home tomorrow against Alabama. Birmingham, Miami will be hosting Austin Peay. And Indiana will be on the road. They travel to Virginia for their matchup. And, of course, the NFL really kicks off. It kicked off last night, but all the games coming up this weekend. Cincinnati hosting Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and the Colts on the road as they'll take on the Los Angeles Rams.
That's going to still take getting used to for me to say that. The L.A. Rams.
Wish that would have happened while Lamar Lundy was still alive.
Yes.
He played for the Rams for 13 years and hated to see them leave Los Angeles.
You were speaking of Purdue. They are up 3-0 on the Bobcats.
There you go.
Back underway for this game. Kick from the Bearcats going out of bounds. So the Richmond Red Devils will get some great field position to start this opening drive of the second half here in the third quarter with Richmond finding themselves down 14 to Muncie Central.
Eric always thought, and I think a lot of people would agree, how you end a half, how you begin a half, how you end quarters, how you begin quarters. I'm really anxious. I hope Richmond comes out and plays very well in this first possession. Just give themselves some confidence offensively that they can move the football. We saw it early in the first half, but I think they need a good drive right here and get something out of this first possession.
And like I believe you mentioned earlier, they don't need to get it all back at once. You still have a whole half of football left to play.
That's right.
Curtis in shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Bird moving to the right. I believe we have either a false start or a delay of game. It's going to be a false start there. So back him up 5 to the 30.
Well, I'm looking to the opposite side. I think they may have gotten, might have been Cody Reese, who was offsides. I think he lined up too far. Yeah, he needed to go back a little bit. So
Bird in motion to the right. He'll get the handoff, going to the left, staying on his feet, and gets past the original line of scrimmage up to the 36-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 9 coming up for the Red Devils. And that's a good play to start out this drive to kind of get your footing here for the Red Devils.
Well, I still believe, and again, they love to throw. Their spread offense. I would still like to really pound this thing at Muncie Central and try to wear their defense down a little bit. Let my offensive linemen get to work here and grind some of these yards out.
Deloney, the receiver, down to the near sideline. Man in motion is Reese. He'll get the jet sweep, trying to cut up field, but he's not going to get the chance. He's tackled back at about the 36-yard line, so no gain on the play. And just like that, it is 3rd and 9 for Richmond.
Richmond just doesn't, I don't think they have that kind of team speed without Sanders in there the majority of the time. Of course, we haven't seen him play at all again here tonight. Just, they lack that team speed right now.
10:55 to go in the third quarter. 13 on the play clock for the Red Devils. This time it's Deloney all by himself down here to the near sideline. Curtis gets the snap. That one's fumbled on the ground. Bird picked it up, but his knee was already down, so the play's blown dead there back at about the 30-yard line, and Richmond's going to have to punt this one. They'll mark it actually at the 31.
The idea, and I believe Curtis was supposed to hand it off, but then they kind of run into each other, and again, it just wasn't a good offensive possession, and the Red Devils needed to begin this second half. You had the penalty, and then you had that, killed you. Just absolutely killed you.
Back to punt is Deloney. Only 8 on the play clock here. 2 men back to receive for the Bearcats. High snap, but Deloney gets off a decent punt. Takes a Richmond bounce, but it's fielded on the hop by Young. Missed tackle again. Young, past midfield to the 45, the 40, and brought down at about the 39-yard line of Richmond. Once again, Young is the playmaker that we've seen so far tonight.
Contain, keep him to the middle. Your coverage guys on the outside, you start sucking into that, and the next thing you know, he bounces to the outside, and the team speed isn't there to contain to the outside. Defensively, we don't have enough team speed to get to the outside offensively. So that's why you keep everything in the middle.
Gillentine, the quarterback for the Bearcats, trio of wideouts to his left, two of them stacked in the slot, and we've got a flag from the back judge here. We can see what this play call is. Might be 12 men on somebody. It's going to be a legal substitution on the Red Devils.
They tried to get Shea Hall in there. And here's the issue you have. Your first week now, you got guys going both ways, and sometimes you don't understand when you're supposed to be in and when you're not. And so Richmond making a mental mistake.
Gillentine, pump fakes, fires down the middle, had an open receiver, and number 88, Caleb Beams, was a little too far out of his reach, and he might not have been expecting that football.
Boy, if he wasn't, I don't know who was.
Yeah.
Because you're right, that was open down the middle of the field. Richmond playing those two safeties back a little bit.
2nd and 5, 9:39 remaining in the third quarter.
No, they got single coverage to these two receivers to the near side.
And off up the middle. That's Cleaves, but he goes nowhere. Good pursuit. They're on the defensive line for the Red Devils, getting a good push against the Bearcat O-line.
Yeah, much better inside. There's Jewel Taylor there, and much better job. Brant Thomas, those two linebackers. They got a little beefier up front. Richmond trying to go big. We mentioned earlier that they've got about 320 at that nose guard position, trying to stop the run up the middle.
3rd and 5. Gillantine takes the snap, throws a bullet, and that one is caught. It's right at the sticks, and it may result in a first down for the Bearcats.
Yeah, quarterback says he was pointing toward. He's not bad. He's got a pretty good arm.
Yes.
He zips it in there. Now the sideline marker says 4th down and maybe a half a yard.
And with that, they're going to bring out their big unit here. Will the Bearcats, which was very successful late in that, or about the midway point of that second quarter where they got their, I believe, their second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, Level came in as that blocking back.
Which he does here. He lines up as the fullback. Handoff is to Abbott up the middle. He's got the first down and more down to the Richmond 20-yard line. And a 4th down conversion there for Muncie Central.
Eric, there's no mystery there. We lined up an extra tight end on the right side, or fullbacks on the right side. Now you got to stop us. No deception whatsoever. And they get fireworks. They got to use them up.
Oh, of course.
They get paid for them.
8 minutes to go, third quarter. They'll keep with the big set. Abbott gets the handoff again. He'll run it off the right side and get around to the 15-yard line. So a good pickup there. About half the distance needed for a first. It'll be about 2nd and 5.
Well, the one thing, those three guys, and Richmond plays the 3-man up front, the 3-5. Those 3 down linemen, they got to find a way to plug up some holes because those running backs are getting into the 2nd level and 3rd level a little too quickly.
Sticking to the big set. And again, Abbott gets the handoff. Up the middle he goes. And he'll be about a yard or two shy. Jewel Taylor there in on the stop.
That was much better run defense, but again, it was one of your linebackers who had to come make the stop. You know, I like this if you're Muncie Central. You haven't stopped my run effectively. The power game has been there, and so I'm going to try to beat you up a little bit here.
3rd and 3. Ball marked on the 13-yard line. They got to get to the 10. Gillantine hands off to Abbott once more. Off the right side, spinning forward, and there's the rugby scrum down to about the 6 or 7-yard line, and Muncie Central moves the chains again.
Well, they're running off that right side. They got a big kid over there now, 72. That's Seth Rollins, and then they put that fullback right, or that tight end right behind him, and then you got the fullback right there. That's a lot of beef coming on that side.
Mm-hmm. That is a full load truck right over there on the right side. Abbott again, right off the right side, up the middle. Not a whole lot, though. He only gets to the 4. That's a pick of about 4, and it's 2nd and goal.
Many years ago, Richmond used to run the tight T and line up 2 tight ends, get your fullback in there, a couple of fullbacks, and they just kept coming at you. Now, this isn't the tight T, but it's very reminiscent. You just got to find a way to stop us, and most of the time it didn't happen.
And they've been using this formation since they got down to about the 25-yard line. Abbott off the right, missed tackle right there, and Abbott gets into the end zone and makes it a 3-score game now, 34-14 with 6 minutes left to go. Brandon Thomas missed the tackle.
Got him around the waist, couldn't hold on. You got to go for those legs and try to get to those ankles. You can't arm tackle these guys, and Abbott and Cleaves are just too strong.
Looks like 71, Seth Rollins there. Looks to be wincing a bit. He's holding his left arm near his chest. I don't want to speculate too much on that. But it looks like he's heading to the bench as Ball puts up the extra point. It is good. And on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it's 35-14. Richmond down 21 to the Bearcats on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Back with you in Muncie. 21-point lead now for the Bearcats as they lead the Red Devils 35-14 halfway through this third quarter. And Troy, this time it was the run game, not the spread offense that Muncie's been running all night that worked to perfection. They just kept running off the right side with Abbott all day.
Well, and the one thing that just came to my mind, you look at their 0-3 record, and as you said in the pregame, it is deceiving because they should be 3-0. Well, maybe that first game was a little iffy. They're no worse than 2-1. They've had the injury bug that has hurt them, but I like they've really mixed it up well, and Richmond just hasn't done the job in the tackling department tonight, which I'm a little bit surprised about defensively because not that they've always been great at it this year, but I think they've been better than what we've seen this evening. By the way, Centerville leading Lincoln at halftime 35-0.
I noticed that as I turned to the left there, looking at your Twitter feed, and man, what a turnaround the Bulldogs are having this year. That looks like a good team.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Here's Curtis looking to throw. He'll find Henderson out in the flat, getting up to about the 28-yard line, and a good pickup there on first down on a good throw from Curtis.
And Henderson a little shaken up. He was hurt a little bit last week, but again, big target, 6'3", 6'4", little dump off right there. You ended up getting, 7, maybe close to 8 yards. You don't have to go for the 35, 40-yard pass all the time. Dump it over the middle, dump it to the outside, use those big guys.
2nd and 2 coming up as Curtis has 3 wideouts to his left and now moves Bird to his left in the shotgun. He's got Deloney out here by himself to the right. He'll hand it off to Bird. He finds the hole and is almost to the 30. Near side official has him right at it. So we'll see if they'll move the chains here. It should, because the kickoff went into the end zone for a touchback. So they'll go ahead and move the chains. It'll be a Richmond first down.
By the way, Purdue now winning their game 10-0 over Ohio. That's odd they play on a Friday night, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. Trips to the left again. And Deloney by himself to the right. Bird also to Curtis's right. Brendan takes the snap, has all kinds of time, looking to throw, looking toward the sidelines, and that's a bit overthrown. Looking for Treshawn Jones there, as he was trying to hook him up, looked like on a corner route. Bring up 2nd and 10 with 4:41 to go here in the third quarter. It's a 21-point game, Troy, but I think right here Richmond has to score to even have a little bit of hope to keep themselves into this ball game.
Yeah, this is a big drive, especially when I talked about that first possession of the third quarter. I thought that was big as well, and yeah, they've got to get something right here. There's no doubt about it.
Pair of wideouts to either side. Jones in motion. They fake the snap to him. They'll hand it up the middle to Bird. Bird breaking free. Has a couple of men to beat. He's up to the 50, and that's where he's brought down. Great one right up the middle by Wyatt Bird.
Yeah, listen, bottom line is, I think if Richmond's going to get back in this thing, back to the short passes, it'll get you 7-8 yards, but back to Wyatt Bird. Let him do his job. But those guys up front, if they'll keep opening up some holes, you're going to get some positive yardage. But that guy does a lot of that himself.
Mm-hmm. 1st and 10 right at midfield here for Richmond. It's Henderson and Deloney to the right. Got Reese and Jones to the left. Reese coming in motion. He'll fake the jet sweep, hand off to Bird, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield, and a late hit. That'll result in a first down for sure, I would believe, for Richmond. It was Bartram there with the late hit. The defensive tackle, number 72.
It wasn't that bad. They gave him a little shove.
After the play had been blown dead. Pretty, a lot of time had
pretty
passed.
Blatant. Yeah, you're right. I was just, come on, toughen up a little bit. Darn it.
So move it up 15 yards to the Muncie Central 35. Actually, they'll mark it from the spot of the foul, so That'll put it 1st and 10 on the 38 of Muncie Central. Now they got a trio. Do the Red Devils to the right. Reese all by himself to the far sideline. Curtis calls for the ball. Rolls right. Looking to throw. That one's into coverage, but great concentration by Jones. And another late flag coming in. Not sure what this could be.
I think
maybe a defenseless receiver.
Yeah, went to his head, too. Boy, well, nice catch by Jones, though, huh?
Boy, that takes some real big guts right there when he's got two bodies draped over him like that and still managed to hang on to that football.
Now, I always hate to use the word potential, but you see the potential in an O'Shea Henderson. You see the potential in Trayshawn Jones. And I keep trying to get this message across to a lot of people. These guys haven't put these pads on hardly at all in their young life. And people get sick of hearing that. But football, bottom line, it's not like basketball. You got to play in the backyard. You got to, if you're going to play on a Friday night, this is a little different than playing junior high football and such. So give them a chance to develop. You got a quarterback, too, in Brandon Curtis. Everybody wants him to check down, and they want him to, go to multiple receivers and everything, and we love that to happen. But this is his first year of varsity football, too, and he hasn't played anything in pretty much his entire high school football career, so take it easy a little bit.
Yeah, not everybody's going to end up like an Antonio Gates coming out of basketball into football.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's going to take a few years for him to develop, and from what we've seen, the raw talent he has, it could be a very good career choice.
Nice catch.
Another great catch. That's Jones again, and another flag coming in. We had a big penalty against Muncie Central again. That put the ball down at the 20. Then we had a sideline warning against Muncie Central. And now another penalty flag. Pass interference, it looks like, against the Bearcats now, too.
Now, one thing I'm going to add here, and I was watching Brandon that time before he threw it. He looked to his left, so he wasn't just going to look at Jones all the way across. So he looked to his left first and then made the pass back across the middle. That's the kind of growth we need to see in Brandon Curtis.
So, again, the initial call looks to be pass interference against the Bearcats, but we'll wait and see on this one. Referee is now spotting the ball just inside the 10-yard line. So this will be 1st and goal. Well, it'll look to be 1st and goal, at least at first glance, but now it's going to be 1st and 1, I guess.
Okay.
All right, we'll take that. 3:28 to go, third quarter, clock running.
So you can get another first down here. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So big penalties here for the Bearcats.
Yes. 10 on the play clock. Curtis moving Bird to his left. Two receivers to either side, too. Now sending Jones in motion. Handoff goes up the middle to Bird, and he was blasted, upended, and plenty of other useful adjectives there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, they cross the man in motion, try to get some misdirection there. But if you're going to do that, those guys up front need to get a better surge. And we talked about that earlier, too. Come off the football a little bit harder, a little bit lower, get your leverage in there and push those Bearcats back a couple of yards, and you have something more positive.
And to me, Troy, it seemed a little awkward that Jones was so close already to the quarterback when he started to go in motion. Timeout on the field. This one will go to the Bearcats, their first of the half. They've got 2 remaining, so we'll take a break on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard with 2:28 remaining, 35-14, but Richmond is driving here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Back in Muncie, Indiana, on the banks of the White River, here at Ball Memorial Stadium, 2:28 left. Richmond driving. 2nd and 1 on the 11-yard line. Actually, the 10, excuse me. Got to get to the 9. But Troy, this drive has really been helped out by undisciplined play from the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If you score here, this game's not over, so they better refocus, and I'm sure that's what the Bearcats had a chance to talk about. Try to get a stop here and don't let this thing get away.
4 wide receivers. Henderson is in close on the left side. Now Jones moves into the slot left. Bird trying to bounce it outside. He's going to be met with much resistance. He'll be knocked back maybe a yard or two. So we've gone from 1st and 1 to 2nd and 1, and now 3rd and 2 or 3.
Left side of the offensive line, you had Jones, coming across. He's going to come back and block. Well, he can't block 3 guys. So that left side of the offensive line, and I'm assuming that Colton Davis was over there. They got to keep those guys blocked. Otherwise, Jones can't do his job. You're not going to get positive yardage.
Big 3rd down here for the Red Devils. 1:47 to play, and we've got a timeout now by Richmond. Play clock was winding down, so that'll bring us to a timeout. Each team now with 2 left. 1:46 left on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 35-14, Muncie Central with the lead.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Out of the timeout, 3rd and 3 for the Richmond Red Devils. Ball on the 12-yard line of Muncie Central.
You know, they have a pretty nice DJ setup over here.
Yes.
You ought to be doing some of that stuff, huh?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a lot of knobs. I mean, I've seen a lot of knobs on boards and things, but...
That's a lot of knobs.
Yeah. That DJ's been very, very good tonight.
Yes, he has.
3rd and 3, Curtis in shotgun. Moving a man in motion. That looks to be Jones. Curtis rolls right. Has pressure coming. Still rolling right. Has the ball in his hands. He's going to cut upfield. He's got the 1st down to the 5 and is stood up at about the 3-yard line. That was a great decision by Brandon.
I'm glad you said that, because there have been games before where he'd hold, and by the time he got to the sideline, he decided to throw it, and he finally tucked it under and ran it. If it's covered downfield, tuck that sucker in there and run it yourself.
1st and goal. And we'll put the ball on the 5-yard line here. Another score update for you. Hagerstown has added another 7 points. 28-0 in the 4th quarter over Northeastern.
Wow. They'll wear you down.
Mm-hmm. Also, Westdell fighting back against Tri. They're now only down 20-14 as we have a big sack there in the backfield. Curtis knocked back to about the 7-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal.
I'm still going to be a little harder on this offensive line because of any group on this football team. There are more starters back on that offensive line. You have at least 3, and I'm not sure what they're saying here, but Bearcats are pointing at Richmond. Is there a flag down? I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything either. The officials are conferencing there on the far side. It should be 2nd down and goal right here. This is very perplexing.
Well, Jeff Gwynn knows we have about a 45, 50-minute drive home. You've got about an hour home, so let's don't be delaying this much longer, guys. Come on.
So right now the play clock has stopped at 1:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. And now the head official, Jeff Gwynn, heading over to the Muncie Central side of the field.
Well, that'll give us a chance to Remind you once again that tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, just $3.50. Every Thursday, the Italian BMT, Saturday, the Black Forest ham, and Sunday, the Meatball Marinara. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh.
Both teams back out on the field now, but again, the head referee is still talking with one of the Muncie Central coaches.
I believe that's their head coach out there now, but I think Jeff wants just some more camera time. He got some earlier. So. Hey, make sure you get Jeff Gwynn's better side, will you? Jeff Gwynn is our official. We're going to see if we can get a better side of him.
2nd and goal, ball on the 7 for the Red Devils. Clock now moving. Closing in on a minute to go, third quarter.
Here's the blitz.
Here's the pass over the middle. Almost tipped away and maybe could have been picked off. That was Williams, Malik Williams, on the pass defense there. Curtis was looking for a quick throw, I believe, there to Jones.
Yeah, he tried to get that ball over the middle as quickly as he could, wanted to get it out of his hands, and probably a good thing he did because there was a blitz coming from his left side.
So now 3rd and goal.
Big play right here.
This play could determine the momentum of this game for the Richmond Red Devils. Henderson and Reese to the left. Jones, Deloney to the right. Here's the snap. Play action.
There you go.
Throw over the middle. Ball incomplete. In and out of the hands. I believe that's Cody Reese who tried to make a play on the football. So that falls incomplete. It's 4th and goal now. And unfortunately, this may be a decision where you try to go for it and keep yourself in this ball game.
Well, your field position's good. I don't think kicking-wise, a 3 isn't going to do a whole lot here. Though we still have a lot of football to be played, I think you need to get a touchdown right here. And that wasn't a bad play. Reese wasn't going to score on that. But your first receiver was covered, so you didn't want to throw it there.
Only 5 on the play clock. Richmond's got to get this one off. They do. Curtis throws. That ball may have been tipped away, or batted as he threw it forward.
Yeah.
And that one came out like a duck. Alex Sears is the one who got his hands on Curtis. So that's a turnover on downs and gives Muncie Central the ball at the 10-yard, or at the 7-yard line, rather.
Yeah, it was Sears who got a hand on it, pumped once. By the time he came back and did it again, Sears was there. That's always, you think it's easy to get into the red zone and score, and that's not always the case. But I think maybe Richmond probably should have tried to run a little bit more right there. Get it back to Bird, and let's try to pound that thing in.
So Gillentine and the Bearcat offense takes over again. He's got Cleaves to his left in shotgun and gives Cleaves the handoff. He's off to the right side. Moving men forward, and he's just past the 10 to maybe the 11 or 12-yard line. Looks like they'll give him 4 yards on that play, making it 2nd and 6.
I would imagine the Bearcats right here will be happy to maybe run one more play and then just get back to the other end. And you know what the thing is now? I would imagine they're thinking, let's just run some time because we've got a good running attack tonight. Is more time we run, the better.
About a 4.5-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. This will be the last play of the third quarter, rather. It's Gillisley getting away from tacklers, and is just shy of the 20, but that's enough to move the chains and bring us to the end of the third quarter. So on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard going into the fourth, it's 35-14 Muncie Central over Richmond here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
As we start the fourth quarter, Gillentine runs that one all the way up to the 34-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 again for the Muncie Central Bearcats here in Muncie, Indiana, as they lead the Richmond Red Devils 35-14. Gillentine kind of showing off his wheels these last couple of plays, Troy. Haven't seen him do too much in that department so far tonight.
I've been impressed with him. You didn't know what to expect, but he's had command of this offense. He's balanced it out very well. He's throwing well.
Work with some play action here. Throw to the far sidelines. That one's tipped and almost caught there by Young, but he couldn't hang on.
And he throws a good ball. There's no air underneath it. When he throws it, it's on line. I think most of the time, I shouldn't say most of the time, but a few of the times tonight, his receivers just don't hold on to the football. Not bad for a guy who hasn't played quarterback.
Yeah.
Now we say, well, what's the difference between him and Brandon Curtis? Well, that's a really good question. Maybe it's the system. I don't know. But the bottom line is he's had a lot more success in his transition than Brandon has. And, maybe for Brandon, he's just still trying to press it so hard because his brother played at Richmond, had an excellent career while he was there, and Brandon's putting a lot of pressure on himself.
Run up the middle there by Abbott, gains about 7 yards. So this will be 3rd down and 3 from the 41-yard line of Muncie Central. And Gillentine get a great job with the hard count there. That'll be an offsides against the Red Devils, and it will result in a 1st down for the Bearcats.
I will say this, though, I'll get criticized for trying to be too positive, and people want to jump on everybody because we're not winning football games, but that's one area the Red Devils have improved on. They haven't jumped off sides as much as I saw earlier in the year, and when I saw them in practice, it was almost about every other play occurrence.
And for that matter, tonight, not many penalty flags total on the Red Devils either.
That's right.
Gillentine with trips left, takes the snap, rolls out right, throws this one toward the sidelines, and that one's thrown away. Smart decision there as he had plenty of heat coming from his backside.
I'm going to make one other little comment here, and that has to do with people getting up in arms that Richmond's just not doing what. But, Richmond hasn't been on a state stage since the early 90s in high school football. So it isn't like we've dropped off the face of the earth. We were Ben Davis yesterday, and now we're somewhere down here where maybe it's Broad Ripple. So people just don't think, our tradition hasn't been around for a long time. So everybody just relax a little bit and let these guys do their job. Everybody's new in the entire program.
Hand off to Abbott. Breaking through some arm tackles, still on his feet, lost the football, and recovered by Richmond. That was Julian Holguin with the recovery there, and that gives the Red Devils the football back at the 36-yard line.
Second time they've been able to strip the football. The one thing I didn't like about that is Stephen Huber kind of ran up there and tried to shoulder the guy. You got to tackle And that's been one thing we've emphasized tonight on this defense that they haven't done very well, and that's wrap guys up and wrap them up around the ankles and the legs and try to pull them down. Don't do that bumping because it just doesn't work.
And Abbott's been running the football well all night. You have to tackle him pretty low to begin with.
Yeah.
Richmond football on the 36-yard line, though. Hand off to Wyatt Bird, trying to cut outside, cuts upfield, and gets out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, so maybe a gain of 1 or 2 yards there. Again, that left side of the line didn't do as good a job as they could have trying to provide a hole there for Wyatt.
Yeah, and I don't know what their blocking scheme is on a play like that. I'm not an offensive line coach, and I've never played offensive line. I've always been somewhere in a skilled position, not because I was any good at it. I just wasn't big enough to be an offensive lineman. But somebody's got to block back to the inside. You've got the 2 receivers here on the outside. They've got to clear those guys out, but your defensive linemen are making the play way over here.
9:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Got a new quarterback in for the Red Devils as that one's thrown way over the head of Deloney.
Zach Hill.
Zach Hill, the freshman quarterback in now, 6'3", 205. Again, there was talk about maybe getting him in for some plays here. Would have figured we'd seen Curtis, though, after that turnover, try to get him back in it maybe with a quick score, but apparently Hill going to get some snaps here late in the fourth.
Well, we'll talk about different ways to look at this in a moment.
Trips to the right for Hill. He's got Bird as well to his right in the shotgun. Takes the snap, play action, throw over the middle. That one swatted away, and a late flag. That defender, Eli Young, was all over that receiver for Richmond. And the Muncie Central fans obviously not happy, but that was pretty blatant, in my opinion.
The idea of playing Zach Hill, first off, you're thinking future. And Zach is 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a big body. He's got a great arm. He's a guy, too, that has not been a quarterback. But you see promise in what he's been able to do. You saw how quickly he got rid of the football. So they're going to try to develop it. And it may not start the rest of the year. They may stay with Brandon Curtis. He's a senior. But if you're going to build to the future, this is your guy right here.
They're to get him some snaps now, so he has a little bit of experience to take into next season when he is called upon to lead this team. And Hill sending Jones in motion and a whistle.
Wow.
Got a false start now against the Red Devils. That'll back them up 5 back into their own territory at the 48-yard line. 1st and 15 coming up.
Well, they either got Colton Davis or the lineman that was next to him. And now, Jackson Haynes, first time he started on offense tonight. So he's learning a new position, and that's something that Abe talked about last week on our show. These guys are going to have to learn to go both ways now. We're going to put the best football players out there that we can, and now he's learning something brand new.
Hill with 2 receivers left, sending Jones in motion. Blitz coming off the left side. Hill has to get rid of it quickly. Floated it up, and it's intercepted. That was Malik Williams with the pick. Second one for that Bearcat defense tonight. And that gives Muncie Central the football back with great field position at their own 40-yard line. And not to mention, they will probably just start running the football over and over again.
Hill got hit just as soon as he threw it, and he knew he shouldn't have thrown it. Freshman, again, people say you're making excuses for him, and we are tired of excuses and yada, 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 but it's a factor. He's a freshman, and he's going to learn from his mistakes.
Gillantine.
There you go. Nice defensive play there for the Red Devils on the outside. Trying to pick up who that was that made the play. Look like 42 for the Red Devils. It's going to be Jewel Taylor.
We've called his name a couple times tonight, showing some good play out of that linebacking position.
You know what I find interesting, and I'm not going to try to beat this dead horse, but how many people are getting so emotional about Richmond football. Guys or people I haven't seen in years, even at a football game. And all of a sudden, they're all worried about Richmond football.
2nd and 12 for the Bearcats. Handoff this time goes to Cleaves up the middle, has a hole, and he's running into Richmond territory down at the 47. Great pickup there, and it's another chain mover for the Bearcats.
Now, a guy you just don't want to get into that 2nd and 3rd level, and he has all the ability to break one at about any time. There'll be some scouts. Look, I don't think he's a D1 type guy, but I think he's good enough to play in the D2 level, certainly Division III.
I know Marion University out of the NAIA would probably love to have him.
Like they need any more talent, right?
Exactly. Cleaves up the middle, still on his feet, trying to drag man with him again.
Let him go, let him go, let him go.
And Cleaves and another Richmond player getting into it. That'll draw the flags.
That was stupid. Now that part I can't forgive. That was Mikey Vance. He knows better than that. the whistle is there. Stop the play. Don't keep trying to strip the football. And then when they stop, he says something back to the kid. And you just can't do that.
That'll be unsportsmanlike conduct. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. So we'll move it deeper now into Richmond territory. They're going to mark it up from the 45 where the play stopped. And that'll put it down at the 30.
Well, again, a little bit of frustration, I'm sure, but you got to learn to control your emotions. And listen, Mikey Vance has played before, so it'd be a little bit different if you had somebody out there that just didn't know any better, which you still should anyway. But you just can't make a mistake like that and give the Bearcats pretty much a freebie.
Under 7.5 to go in the fourth. Muncie Central again moving the football. And we got another whistle. Looks like it's going to be a timeout here by Richmond as they were rushing a man off late. So on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 35-14, Muncie Central leading Richmond on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
Back here at Muncie Central High School, right on the banks of the White River, actually right across from us there. And the Richmond Red Devils down 21 to Muncie Central here. But I think, Troy, this Muncie Central team has very good potential to make a good run here through NCC play and maybe have a chance at the regular season title.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They got to stay healthy, though. They're not as deep. Certainly Richmond not deep either, but they got some pretty good frontline guys.
Gillantine looking to throw, throwing it down the middle. Wow. That one's caught by Young and a touchdown. And that was probably Gillantine's best pass all night. And the score is now 41-14.
You know what? I'm pretty sure he threw that off his back foot, too. He was not even stepping into it. And he threw that 40 yards. He's pretty good.
I think they have found their quarterback. 7:11 to go in the fourth. And now it's Sam Ball on to attempt the extra point. Right-footed kicker. Snap is down. Kick on the way. And good ball with plenty of leg on that one. On your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 42-14. Richmond down by 28 on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do. But for me, the choice was an easy one. I went to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's and couldn't be happier with the service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked with me through the entire process. If you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West, or give them a call at 962-5665, or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
Richmond down 42-14 to the Muncie Central Bearcats here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Score that has gone final. Hagerstown winning over Northeastern 28-0. And this game's still in progress. Marion so far shutting out Anderson 29-0. That kick by Ball goes through the end zone for a touchback. And Richmond will start it out on their own 20-yard line. So Troy now, I think the best thing for Richmond to do again, which is unfortunate that they've had to do this the last few games, is just try and take something positive out of here at the end of the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, and it's always going to be tough. I was hoping tonight they would get that monkey off their back, and they're just going to have to come back, plug it away again. There's no simple answer to this. I know that we've got our experts out there who think they have every answer that there is to turning the program around, but I didn't see them apply for the job. But you just got to go back and do it again.
And again, it is Hill at quarterback. He's going to keep this one off the right side, cut it upfield very close to the 30. It'll be down at the 28, 29-yard line, so a good 8-yard pickup there on the QB keeper.
And we did see some positives tonight. They still got to find a better way to tackle, and that'll be a really big issue. Now Muncie Central has a player down, but you know what? And it's not going to be a program that's going to – I mean, they may go into next year and struggle. But you're going to have to start this program from the bottom up and get kids interested in high school football and keep the numbers. I mean, the numbers are better this year. You just don't have many football players, as I said. There are some pretty good athletes out there, and you're just going to have to keep coaching them up, not listen to the criticism, not listen to the experts, not listen to the Monday morning armchair quarterbacks, because there's so many of them out there that know better, and just ignore them. And then social media doesn't help either. There's so many people out there that jump on social media and do their thing and hide their real names and things like that. It just drives me nuts, but A just needs to not listen to it, and we're not going to listen to him anymore either. So,
timeout taken by Muncie Central on 2nd and 1 for the Red Devils with 6:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Player injured on that last play was Malik Williams, number 6 for the Bearcats, but he was able to at least limp off with the assistance of a teammate. He's getting looked at on the benches right now. So we'll take a break. On your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 42-14, Muncie Central with the lead.
At Square Donuts, we take our donuts seriously, and apparently so do our customers. Square Donuts is by far the #1 donut shop in Richmond. At Square Donuts, we bake our donuts, cinnamon rolls, long johns, and many other varieties fresh daily. Donuts became our family tradition and business in 1967, and we've continued through 3 generations. Square Donuts in Richmond has 2 locations, including 1241 Northwest 5th Street and 3637 East Main in the Hoppy Jeweler Plaza. Square Donuts of Richmond. We never cut corners and never will.
Back at Muncie Central, 2nd and 1 for the Red Devils. And again, Zach Hill, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands off to Wyatt Burton. He is blasted in the backfield. He'll lose about 3 to 4 yards. Back close to the 25-yard line. He actually may have lunged forward a little bit, but not very much, and that'll make it a 3rd and 3. Again, another short yardage situation where they've lost yardage.
Left side, Colton Davis over there. You had Jackson Haynes on that left side. They've got to get off there quicker, and they're just not blocking people downfield the way they should, especially, and you not talked about their size.
3rd and 3, closing in on 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Hill in shotgun, and looks like we'll have a delay of game here. Did not get the play off, so back them up 5 more, and now it's 3rd and 8 instead of a 3rd and 3 situation.
I like this guy.
Yes. I have enjoyed the sounds of the game tonight, that's for sure.
Has everybody dancing? And we've had fireworks. We've had good music. I'm expecting that at the home game next Friday night. I do. My camera person is getting upset with me. Hey, just do your job now.
3rd and 8. Snap was a little late, and that ball is on the ground, picked up by Muncie Central. Ball back inside the 20, and that'll give the Bearcats a very short field. They'll start out in the red zone for this next drive.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Owen Shaw had stepped in as the center. The snap was high, and by the time that Hill brought it down, the timing just wasn't there. And another mistake. But I believe that was Shaw. Blaine Pierce was not in its center that time.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 18 for the Bearcats. 5:45 left in regulation. And Gillantine will take the snap. He'll go ahead and try and throw this one. That one was on target, just through the hands of Tyreek Walker. That could have been 6 more on the board.
6 automatic, wasn't it?
Just that split second off the ball, and right through his hands it went.
I'll tell you what, and I got to say it again, this young man is pretty good. I mean, he throws it right on the mark. There's no air underneath it. He doesn't waste a whole lot of time. He's got a quick release.
The good thing is he is a junior, so he'll be back next year.
Well, yeah, good for them.
Yeah, I'm sure the Bearcats are pretty happy about it. I'm not sure the Red Devils are. There goes Cleaves up the middle, and once again untouched into the end zone for 6. That'll make it 48-14 pending the extra point with 5:33 remaining.
Well, you know what? The bottom line is they're just a better football team. And yet, Richmond's making way too many mistakes. Yes, but they're just a better team. Man-to-man, they won the battle up front. And I thought maybe Richmond's going to be able to do it at the beginning of the game, but Muncie Central's won at the line of scrimmage, and their skilled people are just better. And you know what? And the other thing is they've been frustrated in their first 3 games. They wanted to get a nice, solid win tonight, so they aren't running up the score. They're just saying, you know what, we need to get some frustrations out.
Yeah, they were wanting to punch somebody in the mouth, and unfortunately they did against Richmond tonight.
He's the best quarterback we've seen this year.
Yeah, I would agree. Ball's extra point is up and good again. On your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it's 49-14. The Bearcats in front here on Radio Troy Digital.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Muncie Central, 49-14. The Bearcats pulling away here in this second half when they only led by 14 and now have added 21 to that lead, and it is quite the margin now. 35 points for the Bearcats in front.
Well, we're bottom line now. Let's just play it out, and again, you're going to have to regroup for a Marion team that'll come in, and next week they'll be ready to put it to the Red Devils too.
This ball fumbled a little bit, but picked up by the return man. That looks like Deloney. They'll bring it up past the 20 and to about the 24.
Well, you're at the stage now. We're going to go back to that, and it's going to sound like a broken record. Let's just try to get something positive right here. Get a sustained drive. They gave us, by the way, 10 more points on the board. No, they took points away from them.
Whoa.
I like that, 24-14. But get a sustained drive. Get something positive right. You give Zach Hill a reason to be confident as a quarterback. And the other thing is to make sure you give him a good snap right here.
5:25 left. And Zach Hill, the quarterback, gets a snap here, hands off to Bird. Bird going left, using his speed, and he's tackled out of bounds. Just shy of the 30. He may have got about half the distance there, so it'll be about 2nd and 5.
By the way, Pierce is out. He's on the sideline. I don't think he's hurt, but he is. Looks like he's done for the day. So that last snap, again, wasn't him. It was Owen Shaw, and I doubt Shaw's gotten many reps in practice. I don't like his snap just from the standpoint it floats too much to the quarterback. You need to get it back there a little bit quicker.
2 receivers to either side for Hill.
See, it's too high.
Handoff this time goes to one of the backup running backs. We got a pair of flags down.
That's Mikey Vance.
That was Vance on the carry. The 5'9" junior, 185 pounds.
I don't know if you noticed, and you won't be able to see it at home, but did you see how, and I would imagine that, and again, maybe this is how they're taught today, Blaine Pierce and now Shaw, they're holding the ball on the top and hiking it that way, and I don't understand that, why they aren't just hiking it normally, like I've always thought that centers hike the football. I have to ask about that, but I think that's giving it too much air and underneath it, and it's taking too long to get to the quarterback.
Number 32, Isaiah Webster, limping off for the Red Devils. He was able to get off with some help from the trainers. Penalty there against the Red Devils backs him up to the original line of scrimmage, making it 2nd and 10. Must have been a pre-snap penalty, maybe an illegal shift or something of that nature. Nonetheless, Hill will set it up, makes the handoff, lost the football, picks it up, and then just falls down. Another tough play there, but I think you can put this one on Hill. Just kind of lost his thought there with the football.
Well, you're trying to do something and you're hurrying, and then you try to hurry too much. That's what happens. And then again, you're young and you'll learn. Just let the play develop for you.
Just under 4 minutes to go. Those of you keeping up with the Purdue game, the Boilermakers having a good start to their matchup with the Bobcats of Ohio, 24-7.
Good.
There's a play up the middle. Not really going anywhere. They're on 3rd and long. So that'll force a punt as Mikey Vance tried to run the football there. And will bring up a 4th down for the Red Devils. And it looks like they're going to send out the punt team.
The one thing about it, and you know this, you've been around football and sports in general, a lot of times players try to do too much themselves. And you just got to believe in the system. You got to believe in your teammates, number 2, that they're going to do their job. You're only asking 1/11 of what they do, and if everybody does their job, you're okay. Don't try to do more than your capabilities, and sometimes I think the Red Devils are pressing, just trying to find a way to make things happen.
There's a one-hopper to Deloney, but he gets the kickoff. Takes a good hop, but into the hands of a Muncie Central returner, and the tackle made there. And a late flag coming in for a horse collar from the near head linesman.
That's Holguin, I believe, or it's Huber.
So that horse collar will move the ball forward again for the Bearcats.
Well, if you're going to do that, I would imagine you're okay if you grab hold and then get tackle. But you just can't grab hold and swing him around, right?
Yeah, you can't just grab the horse collar part of the jersey and just pull him down by that. You have to actually wrap up.
And I think it would be okay if you get in that area, but you got to make sure that you bring the other arm around and then let loose and then tackle.
Got some reserve players in now for the Bearcats as they take a timeout with the play clock winding down. 2:51 left. Looks like the new quarterback in will be, Darrell Hall. So he'll be the quarterback for Muncie Central when we come back here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
Back in Muncie, 2:51 left. Another score update for you. West Dell has come back and taken the lead against Tri, 24-20, late in the fourth quarter of that one. Remember, at one point they were down 20-6. So here come some of the reserve players in as Hall keeps it on the sweep right and heads out of bounds.
I'm in conversation with somebody that's watching the game, and the thing that reminds me most of Richmond is it would be like going down to Clear Creek and watching them play basketball. And I say that because a lot of the players that are playing don't know the game of football well at all. And so you just kind of improvise, and that's where Richmond, they've got a lot of players, just not football players per se.
2nd and 9 for the Bearcats. Hall will fake the handoff. He's going to keep this one, go off to the right, still on his feet, and drug down at about the 28, maybe the 27. And that'll bring up a 3rd and medium here for Muncie Central.
Just so much raw talent. It wouldn't be different if they took you and I out there and asked us to play right now. It just awkward, even though they've been practicing. But, again, 8 starters out of this one here tonight. It certainly didn't help their cause.
Richmond rushing off some players late. Hall again will keep. Tries to go up the middle, but he'll be stuffed. No, he's still moving forward to the 25. Maybe just shy of the first down, but Hall showing he can kind of keep at it and move some men forward.
I don't think it helps his defense either when you're missing Bryce Brown and Caleb Ellis, 2 starters in the middle of that defense, and both those guys are solid. I just think that when the Bearcats probably saw that they weren't in, you're going to find running room up the middle. It didn't help anyway, let's put it that way. And then we've got to go back to still, I thought maybe we'd see Bubba Sanders tonight, who's probably your best football player, but he's apparently not ready either. So.
Another timeout here from Richmond with under 58 seconds left. So we'll go ahead and take a break on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 49-14, Richmond down to Muncie Central on radio.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Back in Muncie Central, 58 seconds left. Hall keeps again, going to the right, but is slung down in the backfield on 4th down, so that will give the Red Devils the football back with 53 seconds left in regulation. So Richmond will move to 0-4 on the season, 0-2 in the North Central Conference, and Muncie Central picks up their first win of the year and is now 1-1 in the conference.
Yeah, well, regroup, get back to the drawing board for Monday. I mean, there's no more explanation in this one. You just got beat by a better football team tonight.
That is right, and certainly does not get any easier next week for Richmond, as again they will be hosting the Marion Giants, who again are dominating Anderson right now at the moment. Holland at quarterback, and we got a flag here, illegal substitution again on the Red Devils, and again that's with so many players now playing both ways, they don't know whether to come on or off.
Yeah, it's almost like starting over, isn't it? You scrap your plan and try to get your best football players in there as consistently as you can, and they're going to have to learn as well. So
another low snap, ball still on the ground. That's picked up by Muncie Central. Number 8 on the play, the scoop and score, Tylen Duncan. The senior wideout / DB, 5'9", 165, scores here on homecoming, and even more damage done now for the Bearcats as they lead 55-14.
There are some, Hill is still in at quarterback. I don't know who some of these other guys are. Richmond going deep into their bench. Look like Dylan Selby's in there. And just, again, bottom line, needing to hold on to the football.
And again, it is Sam Ball attempting to add the extra point. And they're waiting for another lineman to come out on the field. And there he is, rushing on. Tell you what, this Muncie Central team also has a pretty good kicker, in my opinion. Sam Ball has a great right leg on him. He's been drilling extra points all night and getting a few touchbacks as well. That extra point has been, just like many of his tonight, it's up and good. 56-14. Even more damage being done now by Muncie Central against Richmond.
By the way, next week when Marion comes to town again, it's the 50th reunion of the 1967 team. I want to say right now it's still a 7 o'clock kickoff. All the schedules I have seen have put it at 7. But don't be surprised if sometime during the week we find out it's 7:30 because the Giants make that trip. But I don't think it's a long road trip necessarily, but I'm not sure what time they get out of school and stuff. But I know in past years it's jumped around. So I do know the week after that, I think it's 7:30 going to Logan.
Ooh. Like we were chatting with some of the Richmond personnel earlier, that's no quick 2.5-hour trip.
You know, I'm really hoping that it's the last time I ever go there. If I never went back to Logansport, it wouldn't hurt me a bit.
There's a knuckleballer right up the middle of the field. Picked up by Richmond. That is Deloney trying to cut up, and he got sandwiched right there at the 20.
Yeah, don't get another penalty, guys.
And that was number 8 again on the big hit. That was Mr. Duncan who picked up the fumble and scored, making the tackle there as well. So again now Richmond just trying to get out of here and end the damage. But credit to this Bearcat team. They have been top-notch tonight.
Yeah, they're better again. And we knew they'd be – I didn't know that they'd be quite this good, especially with their quarterback. But he's impressed me the way he's thrown the football. Again, the other parts are good, but he's got the best arm that I've seen in a while. I mean, Trenton Hatfield was pretty good last year. This guy's pretty good. He's really good.
It's Hill under center. He's just going to go ahead and take a knee. And that will be the only one that I think he'll have to take.
Well, we're going to stick the final up there.
56-14 will be the final in this one. Still about 20 seconds left, but again, play clock is greater than that, so that'll be the last play of the ball game. And Richmond again drops to 0-4, 0-2 in NCC play. And again, they'll be back at Leibolt next week to take on the Marion Giants.
And I want to remind you, Tuesday we'll talk with Abe Toffeek about tonight's game. We'll have Facebook Live coming up with Abe after the game, get his thoughts. And so the Red Devils go back to the drawing board again next week and just try to get better. That's all there is to it.
So that's going to do it from Muncie, Indiana, on the banks of the White River. The Red Devils fall to the Bearcats 56-14 here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. For Troy Derengowski and our entire crew, I'm Eric Banton saying goodnight from Muncie, Indiana. We'll see you next week back at Leibolt Field. So long.